It's time to start the show. The gang is ready. Let's go. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam.
Now, if any of you sons of bitches got anything else to say, now's the fucking time!
Hey, everybody, Jim and Sam are here. It's time to celebrate the moment. I feel it in my soul. It's written in my bones so deeply. I wanna lose control. So turn it up a little more and laugh along with me. The show is about to begin. Series 103. Yeah, so get ready. Yeah, I'm so ready. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, everybody, Jim and Sam are here. Hey, are you ready? Jim and Sam are here. Hey, everybody, Jim and Sam are here. So if you feel it like I do, you gotta sing it with me too. Like, hey, everybody, Jim and Sam are here. Yuck.
Oh, man. I just looked at the calendar. Or, you know, it wasn't actually the calendar. It was the date printed on a piece of paper. But regardless, I realized that today is June 25th. You know what that means?
Tomorrow's the 26th, as we discussed yesterday.
I forgot we did bring that up. No. 6 months till Christmas. Are you celebrating?
Kwanzaa.
Oh. Welcome. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
You tired?
No, come on. I'm shot out of a cannon every morning.
I couldn't sleep.
Why? Because you had the melodic tunes of Mama Monster circulating through your brain all night?
No. I was more thinking of the sketches in between the tunes.
No, why you bring that up? Just the tunes.
Okay.
Lady Gaga did such a good job last night. Lady Gaga was at the Apollo.
Very good job.
We found out last minute that we were going.
Yeah. And we they forgot our tickets.
What?
They forgot.
No, I don't think so.
They forgot.
And Jim was, I figured you couldn't sleep last night because I came to the realization that you too live for the applause.
Yeah. I did. She did that song. I was very happy.
I was so, she did exactly what she should have done. I think it was like a stripped down version of her Vegas show, but she just played all the hits. Like just everything was hits. Hit, leave, come out, do the Bradley Cooper movie song for the encore, and good night. She came on
an hour and a half, yeah.
She came on stage at 8, a little after 8. She left a little before 10.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Close to
Perfect.
2 hours. A couple songs I would like to have heard she didn't do, but it was still very good.
You were looking for your deep cuts.
Well, are they deep cuts?
What were you looking for?
Speechless. That's not a deep cut.
Speechless is a pretty deep cut.
Is it?
Well, it's not one of the, not one of the massive hits anyway. She had a real strong run of hits.
Yep.
And I was, it's one of those things where you're worried because she's come out with a few albums that, maybe you get one song off of it.
They weren't as hit-driven.
Right. And you go, I hope she's not really concentrating on the newer stuff. She's not. She knows. She knows. Just go for the big ones.
That's good you heard the hits. Because I saw Madonna once, and she was terrible. All she did was play new shit, and then she played like a 5-minute medley of her old shit.
No!
And you're like, what are you doing?
If anything, do a 5-minute medley of the new shit and get some hits on there. Start to finish.
I hate these windows.
In the studio?
Yeah.
Why?
It's driving me crazy.
Well, I don't like the one
There's stuff on them.
I don't like the one pointed at Travis's room. The Travis box is obscured with backwards parentheses everywhere.
Are they thinking there's a reason that they did? Is that for camera that there's a reason for
That's
that?
the logo.
Yeah, it's branding.
It's only branding?
Yeah.
I mean, why the fucking half logos, the half parentheses everywhere?
Well, we're the only one that has a celebrity in the producer's box. So the idea is that you would just see the logos. And I mean, the ones behind us are fine. But the idea
those look dumb.
The idea is that you would just see the logos because who cares who's in the producer's room? But for our show, the answer is everybody cares.
There's a star in there.
Right. Right. Yeah, I had a good
But
time.
I mean, all those parentheses look kind of weird.
The backwards parentheses?
It makes no sense.
There's way too many of them. Way too many. They could have put one or two. It looks like fucking just blotchy snowflakes.
I guess I would assume that's the new branding.
It's fucking awful.
It's just funny because, because they want to go like, well, we don't want to put Sirius XM because we don't want Pandora to think that, we're just coming in and taking over. But it's like, but that's just the Sirius XM logo without the word Sirius XM.
And backwards.
Yeah, with the parentheses are backwards. Yeah. Yeah. I guess they're sound waves. I think that they're meant to be
Like
sound waves.
broadcasting.
Right.
waves.
But it looks like, I think it's more parentheses.
It's parentheses.
Yeah. Maybe they're saying you can fill in the blanks here. We are leaving the parentheses open. And that's for you guys to come with the creativity. Fill these parentheses that we've left on the windows for you.
I don't understand it.
You don't?
No, it's too much. I don't like the windows.
You
Are they
so-
doing that to every studio?
Yes.
The one they're starting with the ones with cameras.
Yeah, the one next to us, same thing.
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
But different.
Yeah. Why?
don't
Did you
like
think they were just doing that for ours?
No, I don't like it.
I know.
I want them to take it off.
Take what off?
The windows.
the parentheses.
Just take the windows off?
Yeah, no more
Yes.
windows.
No more windows, man. I want to talk to people.
Yeah, we want to clear back and forth between the people out there and really the Teft box.
It's just no. It's. What is it?
It's parentheses.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's a lot. And they're also, every now and then, one is discolored.
It's so
with no rhyme or
stupid.
reason.
Yeah, there's random blue ones.
The aesthetic is not strong.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's distractingly bad. It doesn't look like you're like, what the fuck is on the window?
It doesn't feel like a graphic designer came in and did it. It feels like an engineer got to be creative. You know what I mean? It feels like one of those things where an engineer got to be creative and you go, oh, this is why you're an engineer. You can make the sound come out of the microphones, great. But in terms of sticking the parentheses on in any sort of way that makes sense, not for you.
It's absolutely unnecessary.
What they did was they fogged over the windows that look out into the hallway and then put parentheses on them so you can see through only the parentheses and the Sirius XM logos. Which I think the idea there is you don't want to be distracted with everything going on in the hallway when you got video of what's happening on the show.
Which I agree with, but you could always close the curtains. Part of that is also not having people in here other than the person who we're interviewing.
Right. And that's all fine. I really don't mind. The parentheses look ridiculous. I'll say
stupid.
You're not wrong on that.
No.
But I don't mind it because it's behind us. It's fogged over. It is what it is. The parentheses just stuck to the window that's in the studio.
Utter nonsense.
Just looking into Travis's room because that window is not fogged over. So it looks like somebody just took a whole bunch of decals on it.
Yeah, decal. Exactly. Decals.
Yeah, they look like decals.
It looks like it comes in your fucking post super sugar crisp cereal. Get a parentheses decal.
Right. And somebody just collected. They've been eating cereal for 2 years.
Yeah. This is the best they could do.
Right. And they were just like, let's put the decals on now.
I hate the decals.
You do?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry to hear that. I would like them to leave too, to tell you the truth. As soon as I saw them on the Travis box window, I said, I mean, there's no reason to obstruct. For me, I don't deal with it every day because I see Travis on the screen.
I can see him though.
But for you, I mean, you could see him, but you got to look through the parentheses.
Yeah, I have to look through them, but
You're going
Throw
like,
a few logos around, and that's it.
you don't need them. It's overkill.
you're going like this. Hey, what is a side thought right now? And it's just Travis's head stuck in these parentheses stickers.
It's like they want, like when you're looking around this room, everywhere you look, Sirius XM, Sirius XM. I'm going, Sirius XM, Sirius XM. I know where I work.
Well, here's the.
I understand that this is the, hey, Troy, Sirius XM. It's everywhere.
Well, where did this take place? This video clip that we're watching, where could it have taken place?
I understand branding, and it's great that they do it, but on the window, every inch,
Yeah, we got mic
you
flags.
don't need it.
It was covered with the mic flags, I
It
think.
really was.
It's on the wall, too. I don't mind it on the wall.
It looks good there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It says Jim and Sam on the monitors. That makes sense.
I think we're getting some new monitors.
Why? What's wrong with these?
I mean, we brought them over from XM. These are like 10-year-old plasma
Are these
TVs.
really that old?
Yes.
Wow.
These TVs cost like $800 when we first got them.
Oh, my God.
And you can get them now for like $100.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
So we're getting, what, bigger ones or smaller ones?
No, I think
Definitely smaller, much smaller.
I
But I
think
mean,
we're
we
just
don't
gonna
need new
upgrade.
ones. They're fine.
Yeah, they're kind of.
they could be better.
Yeah.
I mean, they stick out of the wall so far because they're so thick.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
they're fine. in the sense that they're not, but they could be better.
That's as close to the wall as it goes?
Yeah.
My TV mounts on the wall and it comes off by like an inch or a half inch.
Exactly,
it's
because
crazy.
it's not 10 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a big old 4K.
Ooh, I
So-
have that too.
I guess the TVs will be the last piece of technology that was brought over here like 10 years ago from 57th Street.
Yeah, because we had what, like 15 TVs over there?
Yeah, because we were on 57th Street, and then basically we came over here, and the studio was kind of empty. They just dumped all the technology from over there into this room.
Yeah.
And kind of piecemealed it together. And that'll finally, I guess, be the end, and we'll have an actual new studio.
Yeah, I don't think anything else is from there.
But I get it. If you're trying to set the studio up to do video out of, you want stuff that looks good.
Sure.
That's wrong. Your microphones are from there.
Oh, this is the same mics?
Yep. They're Neumann.
Oh, but we're
From
getting,
where?
We're getting new
Neumann
mics
handheld.
though.
Yes.
We are getting new mics. Okay, so
Microphones are
that'll
from
be
where?
57th Street.
57th.
These are old XM mics?
But they're really good microphones.
They
Yeah.
actually
They're
are
Neumanns,
great.
Yeah.
And by the way, they did put in a new thing here so I could. Am I able to raise this even higher if I want to?
Yes.
I don't need to. I'm okay. Thank you. That's great.
Troy, maybe when they put the new mics in,
Thanks, Troy.
maybe you go ahead, you kind of got your eye on stuff. Maybe you go ahead, see if you can grab some of these old mics. We'll put them in the Not Sam studio.
Remember we tried that.
Oh, okay.
There was like
Yeah, it was
20 voice processors out in the hallway. They're just sitting there. They're going to throw them away. And I was like, hey, can I grab one of these or two of these for Sam's studio?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, yeah, we'll get back to you about it.
Yeah, let me
Just-
double check on that. Come loop back around with me after like the fourth loop back around.
How
you're
much
like,
do these cost, do you think? I'm like this.
I think over $50.
Are they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's probably several $100s.
But
Yeah, but they probably got like a BOGO offer, right?
I think so if you wait for the right time.
What's up?
Not a Bobo offer. $700.
Yeah, these are.
But yeah, but you want a new one. Why would you want one? Like, this has been, for years we've had this.
Yeah, but I mean, they're still good.
This
Those
is
those do last forever.
Dude, I
those
would
are
want
quality.
a fucking brand new one.
Isn't it amazing about microphones that like you got microphones that were introduced in like the 60s and the 70s.
They still use Frank Sinatra's old microphone.
Right, and they still go, if you buy them new, they haven't improved, they don't need a new version, they haven't improved on it at all. It's still just as, if not more expensive than it ever was, because the technology is just, they've completed the technology.
Summer wind.
This isn't Frank Sinatra's microphone.
Ba 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 ba. Summer wind.
Okay, so it wasn't just the microphone with Sinatra.
I mean, microphones and headphones. Like, there's a reason everybody still uses the same Sony headphones.
I wish mine didn't work.
Because I'm talking?
Yeah.
My voice?
Okay, I'm sorry.
You fairy.
Continue.
Neumann's like the Cadillac of microphones. Like they're good quality. They're solid.
Jim just got so bothered that you said the Cadillac of microphones. I saw it in his face immediately. He go, what?
This is the ones that are great? Oh,
Yeah,
Newton.
yeah. They're just a solid, really good microphone.
I'm sure you could just tighten the screw on that, Jim. These are brand new mic stands. Stop fiddling over there.
I'm trying. I adjust a lot.
I know you fiddle. You're not adjusting. You're fiddling.
I do fiddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
wait,
tighten the circular thing right here.
There's a slight hum of construction, but it's not too bad. That definitely cannot be heard on the radio.
No, Chris the teacher. We should talk to him because he has a very, very salient point.
Okay. What's up, Chris?
Hey guys, I'm only tuning in for Tool Time today. So I haven't heard any yet, so I was wondering if maybe you guys could just put the mics on the floor and let me just listen to the construction sound.
Can you hear it now? It started.
I haven't heard I haven't heard any yet, but I have my headphones on, and it is while the whole show is on, it is so audible. And then I just wait for Cheeky Jimmy to give a little glance over at Sam to ask him if it's bothering him, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, it makes me happy too. I hate it, but Sam's OCD misery. Thank you very much, Chris. Sam's OCD misery with it makes it worth it, even though I get why it's annoying.
So you know what? I didn't realize how.
Sam, comment.
Okay. First of all, this is why you got to go to Buck Stereo World. If you're not hearing the construction going on while the show's happening, it's because you're not listening in hi-fi.
That's right.
That stands for high fidelity. You hear that construction? You hear that construction? How great is
his cowboy hat? Don Cheadle?
Yeah, Don Cheadle and Boogie Nights. And his wife or the girl he's with, she's like, that's not cool, man. Nobody's doing the cowboy thing. No, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, that was such a good movie.
I realized this construction thing, I think it's really plaguing me. I've had this, like, this resentment.
Salty attitude. Troy, comment?
No, you're right.
Yeah, I've had a bad attitude and a resentment that's been building in me, and I'm like, where's this coming from? Because at home last night, I'm thinking about it, and I'm going like, I'm feeling underappreciated and undervalued and resentful of my professional environment, and I'm going, where is all this coming from? Why am I in this mood?
You're feeling like you should
now, yeah. And then I go, you know what? I really think it was brought on by the construction.
So wait, you feel underappreciated by the company?
Yeah.
By me?
No, not you.
Okay. You should.
No, it has nothing to do with you or the guys on the show. Although sometimes I take it out on the staff.
Is the company, do you think, not... how are they not being... how do you mean? Because of the construction? Or what do you mean they're not appreciated?
Yeah, so I was just sitting there and I was like, I just have this feeling in my... You know, sometimes you just have this feeling. And it just builds, and you're like, they don't care. They don't care about the show. They don't care about me and my input. They don't care about, and I'm just like, where? I was thinking yesterday. I was like, where is all this coming from?
Probably with the emails I've been sending them.
Okay, you have been. You've been campaigning against me. We still have over 2 years on the contract. There's no reason to campaign like that now. But I really think it's the construction.
Yeah.
That really is getting to me.
Well, I'll say this, you're right. It's not just you. They don't appreciate me either. They don't appreciate any of us.
Yeah.
The Howard they appreciate because he's made so much money for the company and they pay him so much.
And then they
don't appreciate you.
They came in, right? They came into the office. You knew that bothered me yesterday.
I thought that was what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I think the construction's the icing on the cake, though.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday?
They came. So we were trying to figure out if we had Lady Gaga tickets or not. Not even that it was a big deal. A big part of me was like, you know what? If we don't have tickets to see Lady Gaga at the Apollo, number one, I'll get to stay home, which every single day of my life, I love more and more.
Sure.
Like my appreciation for not leaving my house is just going up and up. I was literally having a conversation with my 2.5-year-old son 2 days ago about how this house has been built so that everything we need is inside of it. We don't ever need to leave.
By the way, let me fast forward now to the next contract. It's going to be me in the studio. And weirder, longer beard home in his basement.
Yeah, like no, we can do this from home.
OCD, crazy, urinating in his own jars.
Yeah, yeah. You have a Skype cam on me, and you're like, "How long are those fingernails, Sam? Like, what are you doing?"
You only leave the house for wrestling.
Right. And there's tissue boxes on my feet when I do. But I'm going like, okay, and so I'm going okay. So if we don't end up seeing Lady Gaga, I'm like, two things will happen. Number one, I'll get to stay home. Number two, hopefully Jim will get pissed, not because I want to see you upset, but because we get to go on the air and get to complain a whole bunch and make a scene, and it'll be great. But then they come in and they give the tickets, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, thanks, you know. And it says Jim and Sam on the envelope. I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know. It was just they were waiting, they were handing out.
A little further back than I would have hoped.
Well, yeah, I wasn't the closest tickets in the world. I watched Dave Portnoy from Barstool. He was a football field in front of us, but that's neither here nor there. So I was like, okay, that's cool. They hooked us up. That's very nice. I appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, they were like, by the way, just so you know, Jim got an email and was invited. And like it was almost being told to me, so it was like, just so you know, there was never a danger of you guys not going. We invited Jim. And I was sitting there going like,
I assumed we both got emails.
No.
Are you sure you didn't get one?
Positive. And
sure it's on your corporate email?
Yeah, I went through my corporate email right after that. I was like, I definitely wasn't it. And
they don't have your email address.
Of course they have my email address. They made it. And remember, I was like, well, maybe if you email me, you wouldn't have to tell me that you emailed Jim, so everything's fine.
Yeah, and how do you think I feel now, knowing that my email is being used to contact underlings? I don't like that either.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, did you hit up Jim's board op? Maybe that could help. Did you hit up Jim's assistant, who kind of just is there to make sure he gets on the air every day? I was pissed when I heard that.
I would be too.
I was annoyed, and not at you, Jim. I don't have any ill will towards Jim about it, but I go, like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, you're an afterthought here.
Yeah.
I got an email on the 30th, but it was just a mass email.
Not a mass email.
Jim, please see the above invitation for SiriusXM's exclusive private concert with Lady Gaga at the Apollo Theater. We would like to extend an invitation to you and a guest to this special concert event.
That would. I guess they figured, okay, Sam's covered because
we look forward to seeing you. Yeah, but it was just this is just sent out. But I can't even see who sent this out. I can't read this.
I know who sent it.
Who sent that?
Oh,
no, I know who sent it. I wasn't going to mention,
Who
but if
sent
you're
that?
reading, you can. If you get Jim's asking you to read the email.
it's I don't. It
All
says
my best.
Scott.
Yeah,
Scott.
Greenstein.
Okay,
It was very nice.
Yeah.
I wrote him back. I said, hey, thank you. Look
Right.
forward to it.
You did write him back.
Sure.
Okay,
It was a nice email to get.
which is interesting. Yeah, yeah.
You're very much an afterthought here.
Isn't it crazy?
I feel like there's a heel turn coming.
Well, what else? What can I do?
This has
I
been
don't
going
know,
on
I
for
like
a
it.
while, though.
It's good.
I know.
I mean, but you have your own show, so you think you'd be taken a little more seriously, but you're
A
not.
little more, not like the highest level of all time. Just a little.
+1.
I don't want to be a +1.
I understand.
You know, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hollywood Sam Roberts.
That's
That
not.
is
That's not
true.
me being
Boy,
Hollywood.
he really thinks who the fuck he is, doesn't he?
like you know,
Yeah.
it's not Hollywood to go like, well, you know, there's construction going on in the morning,
Sure.
and then after I get through all the construction, I go, okay, show's done. We did a good show anyway. They're like, you know, we invited Jim. I'm like, well, what is that? What are you even telling me that for?
Well, that's the important stuff.
Yeah.
So I can go as the show's representative to Lady Gaga.
Don't worry, Sam. We're setting you up. We know what you do good. You ask questions. You'll be able to come on the air and ask Jim all the questions you need to.
That's right.
And he can explain to you how great the Lady Gaga performance was. It was a great performance, by the way.
It was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The little sketches were a bit much.
Yeah, she did do like...
She had a giant screen behind her, and like kind of it began with an E. What's the word?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
entity. Not.
Yeah, it was like it almost felt like the beginning of a Disney ride.
It was talking. It looked like one of the creatures from the end of fucking. Oh my god!
Avatar?
Close Encounters.
Oh, okay.
It looked like one of those creatures, the long, thin sperm head creatures. And that was her. What was the name? She was talking to it, and she gave it a name. But you'll know the word as soon as it begins with an E. It's got something to do with
I totally forgot.
not Avatar, not
But
entity.
It's
not-
like this. It's like this robot that's like on the screen. Enigma. That's on the screen, voiced by Lady Gaga.
Was it her voice?
Yes, it was her voice.
She was communicating with it though in real time.
And she was guiding through conversations with Lady Gaga, guiding us all through
This experience.
the experience of Lady Gaga
future
playing
and
the
being
hits.
space,
And-
yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
she was telling a story
She was telling us
through her music.
She's an artist.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessary. I think
What's wrong
part of
with
it
that?
is she gives herself a little break in between songs too.
Well, yeah,
Like
she's got to do those costume changes.
and she also sings though. Like she's doing. There's a backing track, but she does most of her own singing. So
Oh yeah, she's definitely singing live.
and she sounded fucking amazing. So I think
Amazing.
part of it is that she's got to give herself like a breather. So she talks for a minute. And
It did make me happy. I forgot how much I love all those Lady Gaga songs. I forgot because it was like all the songs. I mean, remember years ago when we were first.
I
When
saw
she-
her in 2012, I think. Or 20,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you and I were the Lady Gaga fans.
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
Two little
First album's
monsters.
amazing.
Huh?
First album's amazing.
Amazing.
Do you ever hear Alejandro?
I have. It's a great tune.
She pumped out Alejandro last night.
Slower though, a little slower version.
A little bit. Well, I mean, she changes it up so you can tell it's live. I don't mind that.
No.
You know?
You break a tear, Jim?
No. She didn't do Speechless though. I wish she was. I didn't care about the Bradley Cooper songs. I haven't seen the movie.
It's a big. It's a
I understand why she did. Of course.
huge hit. People lost their minds. That was the
Sam had
encore.
good footage of it too. It was really good.
Yeah, I was doing video on my iPhone, but I would just do like 30 seconds at a time.
And we after the show, we got little shirts. After the show, we left, and Sam called an Uber, And we went on 125th, and we're waiting for a cab just in case, because sometimes the Ubers take a long time. Mm-hmm. And this woman at the bus stop was warning us to not go uptown.
Oh, she was so funny. So we're sitting there trying to grab a cab, because SiriusXM does do a really great job with these shows. And they set up shuttle buses for everybody to go back different parts of the city. There's one going to the east, there's one going to the west, so you can get out of, so you can get out of Harlem and go to wherever you're going in the city. But okay, a little construction.
Where does it take you on the east west side? Do you know? I'm not sure.
I don't. They were.
I took it last time. I took it last time for Guns N' Roses, and I think the last stop was like Columbus Circle.
Yeah,
which is great because I just hopped on the subway right there.
It's a really great setup.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's the west side, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But we were like, I parked in Midtown so I could drive home in my parking lot. So we figured we'd just get out of there and not wait for the buses. And we were I called an Uber and we were waiting for it. And this woman at the bus stop, Jim, was thinking about going on the subway. And he was like asking me where the subway was. And just as I was about to tell him, she was like, "You got to turn right, officer." She called you officer
I know
first.
She did.
I don't think that she thought you were actually a police officer. I think it was slang. But she was like...
maybe.
Because a police officer would know where the subway was. She was like, "You got to turn, on the right, officer."
That's probably the thing they say to white people.
Right. And I was like, "Okay." And then she was like, "And go downtown. Don't go uptown. Uptown is where the gangs are. You won't like what's going on uptown.
It's dangerous bad up there.
It's dangerous." She was like, "They're everywhere."
And I'm like, "All right, thanks." And don't laugh.
I chuckled. I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "It's not funny and I'm not laughing." I was like,
"Oh, it sounds like me calling in a bomb threat in the 80s.
Yeah, there's gangs uptown, and if you think this is a joke,
start laughing. Do you don't think that's menacing?
Douche chills.
But it was like, yeah, what are we gonna? I'm not worried about gangs.
Well,
I would be if they bothered me, but what am I doing? I'm 50.
But it's also,
I'm not worried about. Again,
you're not
Spanish Harlem's a little rough. I mean, when you eat up there, it's definitely different on the east side. It's worse on the east side. A lot of junkies, more isolated. But on the west side, and there, 125th, you're fine.
But you're also not going, not just making it uptown, downtown. I don't know. Like you're going home.
Yeah,
you go to where you live.
Yeah, I mean, uptown again. During the day, I'd feel safer, of course.
Yeah,
but at night,
yeah,
a little sketchy.
Yeah, but not. I mean, yeah, it's not crazy.
Hopefully they recognize the kid.
From what?
It's my many years of entertainment.
Jim would actually probably be very safe up there.
Why?
Because he was on Power.
Oh, I forgot about Power. Yeah,
they love him.
Otherwise, they just recognize him as a potential bottom.
Yes,
that's it.
No, the worst would be if I was getting punched and tried to mention Power, and the guy didn't like it. He's an Empire fan.
Yeah, so we were happy. It was a good show. It was fun. I thought row S. I actually thought they went in reverse order.
Yeah. Oh, you thought we were up at the front.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, we were 20-something rows back.
We were.
Still good seats though.
Look, in the Apollo, it's going to be tough to complain about your seat location. Yeah. And it was. You think they forgot it? You think they were in the oh shit we forgot section?
Oh yeah. By the way, I saw Dave yesterday too, and I went to Barstool. Portnoy.
Oh yeah.
Barstool's new facility is amazing.
I've seen it. I haven't been in there yet, but I've seen the video of it. It looks great.
It's fucking because their old one was very cramped, an older building, and they had 2 floors. Everybody was packed into a smaller area.
Well, it was also
holy shit! Is the new one unbelievable?
Yeah, their old one was the space they had before they blew up into what they are now.
Yeah. But they moved into a new facility. I saw Nico yesterday.
Oh yeah, because he works with them. Our old intern.
Yeah, he came over and he just said hello and how's everybody doing, and it was good to see him.
Does he still have his stash?
He does.
Good for him.
Yeah,
good for him. Yeah, I was looking through. I didn't see a ton of celebrities at the show, but then I looked at the photos of who was on the red carpet and stuff, and like Amy Poehler was there, John Oliver was there, so there were some big names.
They?
Yeah,
I saw Michael Douglas walk in, and
really?
Little Stevie, that was it. I didn't see Amy Poehler. I didn't see John.
Michael Douglas is a big one, though.
Oh, yeah.
So the biggest one for me, though, was, and I pointed it out to you, we're sitting there, right? And the show is already going on. This person came in just a little late. It was still very early in the show.
Third song, maybe? Second song?
Something like that. And I look at the aisle, and I see this man pass me, and I'm like, I know him from somewhere. He's some kind of executive, right? And I'm going like, is
he a musician?
Could be both.
Yeah.
But I'm going like, does he work for Sirius? I'm like, who is he? And I go, oh. And I go, it's probably in the middle of Alejandro. Jim is rocking out.
I was.
And I go, Jim. And he goes, what? And I go, James Dolan just walked by you. And he goes, what? I go, JD from JD in the Straight Shot just walked right by you. And he like got on his tippy toes and looked over and he goes, oh my God, there he is.
It was him.
We got so excited. We saw James Dolan.
That's right.
JD in the Straight Shots front man. I saw him last night.
Step right up.
Yeah, we were thinking that the theatrics of Lady Gaga would probably rub off on him.
He would love it.
I bet he'd be very, very inspired.
It probably resonates with him.
Yeah, I bet he went right back into the studio and started writing after that show.
His sleeves will be up.
Oh, yeah, roll up those sleeves.
Step right up. It only cost a dime.
Because what Lady Gaga did was she had many costume changes, and she would do her little skits in between her songs.
Yep.
And usually the skit...
With Enigma.
Yeah, with Enigma. And the skit would usually end with the name of a song. And she'd be like, but I can't change Enigma. And Enigma goes, you must change. And then Lady Gaga goes, but I was born this way. And everybody goes, ooh. Oh. And, you know, you go into Born This Way or whatever it is.
Little on the nose.
Little on.
We could have got it.
It was literally like, Enigma. Your name's Enigma? Yes, it is, Lady Gaga. Oh, I thought it was Alejandro.
Yeah. Little much.
It was a little. But then you get excited because the song starts and you go, oh, I like this song.
What did she open with? Oh, Let's Dance.
Just Dance.
Oh, Just Dance. Yeah,
Just Dance. Yeah, and that's a surprise because that's her first big hit.
Paparazzi.
I love Paparazzi.
Telephone.
She did, yeah, she did.
She did a nice applause, which I love. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah?
Of the night, yeah.
Wow.
I don't care about that fucking...
You were upset about, Jim really wanted his song. Speechless is Jim's song.
Yeah,
it's a ballad. It's a slow one. It's on the piano. And we saw they were getting ready for the encore. And somebody came out and put sheet music or something on the piano. And we go, oh, they're prepping the piano. And Jim goes, maybe it's Speechless. And I go, yeah, maybe it is. And every other person there who has a brain in their head goes, we're about to get into the shallows.
That was you and I at first. Was that?
No, that wasn't the encore, though.
No. In the beginning, with the first one she did,
I was talking about the encore.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were like, oh, yeah, we were about to get into the shallows. They're like, of course the encore is going to be shallow.
And A Million Reasons is a good song. I mean, it was really a good... I could have done without Born This Way.
Why? That's such a big hit.
I know.
It'd be so weird if she didn't play Born This Way.
I know. It just reminds me too much of Madonna, and that really hurt her. That song hurt her a lot. That whole controversy with Madonna.
Yeah.
Hurt her.
And then she didn't come out with that many hits after that.
No, but didn't she also do that Tony Bennett thing?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean,
I get why she did it, but
where are the hits going to come from that?
That's what I mean. Like it was the Madonna thing, and then her next album was a Tony Bennett thing.
I respect her for doing what she wants, though.
I love that she does what she wants. I just didn't enjoy the Tony Bennett. I don't like Tony Bennett.
No, nobody.
No.
Yeah. How are you doing? I'm okay, honey. And how are you, honey? I'm okay, baby. Fucking old school duet. Shut up.
But she really has
she can sing her fucking balls off though.
She's so good.
Yeah.
And in only a few years of being like a giant pop star, she's set up this set list that she'll be able to play for years and years and years if she wants to. She'll be able to play these songs forever.
Yeah. The Edge of Glory was good. What's the other one I like? I met a girl. I like that one too.
It's a bit of a deep cut.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was she fucking meets the hot girl in East LA?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember that one. What's it called? I can't remember.
Exactly.
But it's a good song.
My mom was jealous. My mother is a big Lady Gaga fan.
Oh, I thought you meant of Heidi Klum.
Why would I? I mean, what would that? You mean because of her relationship with Seal? Uh-huh. We weren't even talking about Seal or Heidi Klum.
That's what your mom was jealous of.
No, of course not. No, something Lady Gaga taps into my mom in ways that she hasn't been tapped into before. I don't think.
What do you mean?
She gets she doesn't like pop stars. All of a sudden, she's a big Lady Gaga fan. I can only imagine it puts her in touch with that unbridled sexuality.
Probably.
That she has, you know?
Your mom has a sensuality that is yet to be explored.
She does, until Joanne or whoever Lady Gaga is in the moment comes forward and goes like, no, Mrs. Roberts, this is who you are.
It's okay.
And my mom goes, I was born this way.
That's right.
And my dad goes, will you shut up?
Yeah, no, you weren't. That's a strap-on.
I don't know if they go that far.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on it, but it could be.
There's a lot of celebrities there.
Who?
Reading an article.
James Dolan.
Lots of stars stepped out to check out Sirius XM and Pandora present Lady Gaga at the Apollo.
JD in the Straight Shot.
Neil Patrick Harris. Singer Adam Lambert.
Yeah, I saw Adam Lambert.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Well, she must have been there with Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Also in attendance, last week tonight's John Oliver.
Yeah.
His wife. Record producer Clive Davis.
Oh, yeah.
News anchor Rosanna Scotto.
Well, now we're starting to reach a little bit.
Comedian Jim Norton.
Does that say that?
Swear to God.
Good.
Fashion designer Alexander Wang.
Maybe they were just going over the celebrity invite list.
No. All the ones that showed up.
That's why your boy's not listed there.
Hold on. Who else? You might still be on there. Who else?
Oh, you're right.
TV personality Jonathan Chiban.
Chiban. Ooh,
and
baby.
The Sopranos Maureen Van Zandt.
Maureen, what about also fucking Little Stevie was there? And Michael Douglas.
Well, I mean, at least they got you.
They're not going over if it's
They
a famous.
left, but in the same article as me, it should be Michael Douglas.
If
Maybe
it's
they
a,
didn't see Michael Douglas.
if it's a famous couple, they only do one.
Oh, he also, by the way,
So when
didn't take
they went
pictures.
with Little Steven and his wife, they're just going Little Steven's wife.
He
they didn't take pictures.
He went right in.
Oh, so this is
no,
like,
you know what? There's a photo of them with an Apollo thing on the back.
Oh. So this article is just based on they just scroll through Wire Image and we're like, this is who was there.
Or they just saw all the famous people.
That's pretty cool, yeah. Because a lot of us come there
I wouldn't know.
wanting to see a show and not be bothered.
You just want to be a normal civilian for a night.
Dude, that's all I want to do is just see what it's like to go out, mingle without the limos.
Right. And it's so cool that they allow some of their lower tier lackey employees like Sam Roberts show up to these concerts too. It's so nice.
You can bring a guest. My plus one. I was honored to have you.
Yeah, it's like Colin Quinn's wedding all over again.
Fine friend.
Yeah.
Take you everywhere.
What a good guy you are.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I would, Amy Poehler I love.
By the way, I made the newspaper article about Colin Quinn's wedding.
Yes, you did.
Right?
Absolutely. You know, and Jim Norton's ugly wife. She gave a lot of speeches about pride, and she called it her community. Is she bi? I guess she is, or I don't know.
Or at least she defines herself as being a part of the queer community.
Okay.
You know, I think that's a proper phraseology. She certainly always embraced
Is she bi?
them.
How old am I?
Yeah. What's she bi? What is she a bi? Yeah, I don't know. It was fun though, and I swear, I will say this: I absolutely in my head was like, okay, at what time am I going to leave? I really thought I was going to leave early, just to get out of there. I did not. I stayed for the whole thing because I was like, she puts on an amazing show. She puts on a terrific show. It was great. It was a really fun time.
Yep.
But I did miss being with my family.
Well, I mean, for a little couple hours, it's okay.
Well, here's what happened. On the car ride home, I looked on Twitter, and I looked at the type of conversations that Bill de Blasio has with his son.
Honestly,
and I missed
really good.
I missed the bonding moments with my son. You know what I mean? You
Really
realize
good.
there, like it's moments like what Bill de Blasio posted that make you realize that these are the moments. These are the ones that they slip away if you don't have them. You never get them back, Jim. You never get them back. Did you see it?
I did. It was really organic,
Touching.
and moving, and
So I was looking at it.
the guy really he's a genuine guy. I
talking
can't
about
believe
Bill?
people hate him.
De Blasio?
I can't believe people can't stomach this man.
Yeah, because we played audio yesterday. Our new employee, Mike Montone, went out on the street, and he got the pulse of New York City as it comes to Bill de Blasio, and they were all very, very negative on young Bill. But I think after this, they're going to really warm up. So I was looking, so he posted, and this looks like a WhatsApp conversation, which is even more hip and young, Yes. And he's talking to his son, Dante.
That's right.
And I think it's a real conversation. There's definitely no way that this was faked
Agree.
Just to get some attention for himself.
No, not at all.
And I think the only reason some people are saying it sounds weird is because you can tell in the parts that Dante said organically that he's speaking like a young person. And that's why, you can't read it as an adult. You have to read it as a kid, don't you think?
Yeah.
Do you want to reenact some of it?
Sure.
So we get a proper flavor. I mean, Jim, I think you could pull off de Blasio pretty well.
Sure. Fuck yeah.
Do we have our intern here, Wyatt?
Not at the moment.
Where is he?
He's getting Jim's breakfast.
Okay.
Good boy. Good boy.
Because he's a youngster. How old is he?
I think he's got to be, 20?
Only 20 years old,
I
huh?
don't know. He's fresh-faced,
Yeah.
young.
Eager.
Oh, here he is. He's running up the
He's
hall.
an eager boy.
You know how I knew he was running up the hall? I could see him I just had to look through the parentheses.
That's right.
I couldn't see otherwise. But I saw young Wyatt running up the hall through the parentheses.
Look at Rob bringing Wyatt to his seat.
Hi, Wyatt.
Of course he
Hey.
is. How old are you, Wyatt?
I just turned 21.
Ah!
Yeah.
Look at you. So you start drinking, huh?
Yeah.
Whoa.
What'd you do for your birthday?
I got a hotel room in Atlantic City.
Ah, I got some prostitutes, huh?
Of course.
Nice,
Of course.
nice. Cool.
Did you go with a bunch of friends?
Yes. I'm from South Jersey, so
Okay.
just had some friends come out.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So we were thinking that, did you hear about the conversation that Bill de Blasio had with his son?
Oh, I heard a little bit. Yeah, refresh me on it a little bit.
So Bill de Blasio, he's the mayor of New York City, of course. He's running for president. And the debate's coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, he's a front runner.
I hear it.
What?
You started smirking
Oh, I didn't even.
and looking at Travis as if to say he's going to lose his mind again.
No.
It's the construction. And I think
No,
this,
Travis and I were smiling because when Wyland said, refresh me on it, do you think that he heard the...
I was going to let him have a pass. I was going to let him off the hook on that one. He didn't. He wasn't fully aware. But good instincts. Yeah, good instincts.
Good instincts. No, I think I did, but refresh me.
Yeah. Hey,
That was slick.
I know, but let the audience know, Sam. So the debates are coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's like 20 candidates. They're doing it over 2 nights. And de Blasio's got to get ready for this.
Yeah.
So he was sending WhatsApp messages back and forth with his son. And
Okay.
these are definitely not fake. These are the real deal.
Very organic.
And so we figured that because it would be difficult to do with 2 adults doing it, just because, adults are kind of out of touch with the youth. Like, do you ever look at like an adult and go like, hey, old man, this is my generation. Keep your opinions to yourself. Yeah?
It's not
Yeah.
really.
You do?
I
Yeah?
don't know, not really.
Kinda?
Sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
sometimes
Okay,
a
so
little
he
bit,
does.
A little
Yeah.
bit, yeah. Sure.
A little bit what? I missed the last sentence.
Oh, he tells the older generation, hey, this is our time.
Yeah. He's right. He
Hey,
did it.
you ever see an old man and say, hey, why don't you get off my lawn?
Oh,
You ever say that?
sometimes you gotta. You know,
do, yeah.
sometimes you gotta.
I
Yeah.
think so too. So we were thinking that maybe Jim Norton could play the role of Bill de Blasio. This is a text conversation that Bill posted on Twitter with he and his son.
Okay.
And you could play de Blasio's son.
Oh, awesome.
Does that
Okay.
sound good?
That sounds great.
You have acting experience, yes? No?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, can you see the monitor? Or do you need a hard copy of it?
No, I'm pretty good. I think I could read it from there.
You do? I mean, you could hand him mine. Let me just. There you go.
Oh, awesome. Got the script. All right.
Awesome. Okay, I guess Jim, if you want to start playing the role of Bill de Blasio, will be Jim Norton.
It's very, very,
Organic.
fuck yeah. Dante, the debate's coming up. I'm preparing intensely, but I must admit I'm a little nervous. What advice do you have for me? Thanks. Love you, Dad.
Hey, Dad. I'm glad you've asked. I've got a few ideas. First of all, you're going to want to establish credibility, especially among skeptical young voters. Tell the story of how you met Mom while working as a young staffer at City Hall, and weave it into a reflection about how hard it is to find, like, the one on Tinder.
Oh my gosh.
You stupid fucking cunt.
Okay. But I'm
Kids
looking.
use Tinder, you know.
They do, yeah.
So that's why Dante would bring that up.
A little humor.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm looking maybe for a little more universal message.
Okay. Well, in a time of unprecedented national division.
What? Wait, Wyatt, are you still reading the part that is supposed to be from Dante? Why would anybody ever write that in a text?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your performance.
No, it's a little odd.
Okay. Go ahead.
One thing we can all agree on are dogs. You're going to want to build your platform and debate performance around them. Bring photos. Better yet, bring a leader of... And then it kind of cuts out.
You can go to the next one.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
It's right next to it on the top.
It starts with, okay.
Okay. Okay, there we go. We go. Better yet, bring a litter of puppies to the debate stage. Have them smother your foes. It'll be adorbs.
That didn't happen. This didn't
happen. Kids like to, shorten words.
Wait, how old is the kid?
He's like
3.
20-something.
Yeah, he's in his 20s. How come...
You didn't let Bill get back to us.
Sorry, you're right. I got
distracted. You're interrupting this amazing
I apologize.
moment. This is really deep stuff.
Yeah,
I fucked up. I'm sorry.
That is definitely a creative approach. But how about something that allows me to stand out by talking about my accomplishments? I need to impress the American people by showing them I'm a can-do guy.
Write that to your kid. Oh my God. You didn't write that to your kid.
Oh, okay. In that case, tell people that New York City was just Staten Island when you started your first term.
What?
Why don't we focus on technique instead? You are a champion debater. Tell me how I can really make my presence felt on that stage.
Okay, I hear you. This one's a sure thing.
To link to R. Bud Dwyer.
Okay, I hear you. This one's a sure thing. Dunk. I'm thinking you enter the stage at a jog and do a Zion leap over the moderator to the rim. Total power move. Relatedly, it would be great if you could clarify some of these NBA trade rumors because I, for one, am confused.
Well, that certainly would get attention. Let me think about it.
Of course. Just make sure you don't overthink it. Make sure your message is straightforward, talk about your accomplishments, and treat your opponents with respect. You'll do great.
Thanks, Coach. Love you.
No problem. Love you. It's weird. I don't even text my dad like that.
I don't think anybody does.
No.
I don't think this happened.
No one texts their dad like that.
No, this couldn't. And why, if kids abbreviate words...
Adorbs.
Why does this kid only abbreviate one word at the end of each text?
Yeah.
Like the text is all like these big words and then like throw in an adorbs at the end because, it's a kid.
Do you think they talked it over before they sent these to each other?
I don't even think they sent them to each other. I think he was like, Dante, we're gonna do a thing here. Like I don't think those texts are from Dante.
Yeah, I mean
they probably just changed the name of his campaign manager in the WhatsApp to read as Dante.
Of course.
They're very professional sounding. Like they sound like emails more than like text messages.
They don't sound like the way people communicate.
Yeah.
But they sound phony and they make de Blasio remarkably more hateable than yesterday.
Yeah.
They sound like emails sent between coworkers.
Yeah.
Or like that you're sending to your boss. Where would you strategize the plan going forward? It sounds like a text message conversation that was created so you could tweet it.
His daughter's very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably hired some sort of PR team.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, I need people to start liking me.
I need them to see me and my son interact so they can see what a cool guy I am.
Yeah, we want to play heavily on this family thing. We want to paint you, de Blasio. We're looking at your approval ratings. Believe it or not,
yeah,
you are not likable.
They're worse than Hitler.
We need to paint you as a likable person. We need to create an image of you being a family man. So let's go heavy on your family SmackDown dance. And we need you to post a fake conversation that you have with your son.
You know what it is? The guy is an elitist tool stiff trying to come off like a regular guy, and it's so insulting.
I love that that's 3 insults in one. An elitist tool stiff.
But you know what I mean? He is.
Am I a bit of a stiff?
like-
Yup. You're also an elitist and a tool.
I like his son, his daughter, and his wife all more than him. His
Yeah, but-
family is likable.
Definitely.
He's not.
I feel really bad for his son because, I mean, now he's got his name attached to this nonsense.
I don't know what it is that people cannot stand him.
Yeah, because usually if you look at a guy's kids and the kids are likable, you go, okay, the guy did something right. You know, you can judge a person based on if a guy has good kids. You're like, okay, he must not be all that bad of a guy.
Yeah.
But you look at de Blasio's kids and they seem like good kids, and you're like, oh, those poor things, those poor children.
And all this stupid horseshit doesn't help his image.
You mean putting out fake texts?
Yeah.
I don't think it's fake.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, that's just my opinion on the matter. You think that they are real?
Sure.
Wow. Sean in North Carolina has a pretty decent question. What's up, Sean?
Hey, boys, I know you have to fill 3 hours of radio every morning, but I don't know how comfortable I feel actually prying into a personal correspondence between a father and his son like this.
Oh, you mean because this is clearly taken right from the cell phone of Bill de Blasio?
Fuck yeah!
Thank you,
Chip de
Sean.
Blasio.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Bill was like, you know what? Correspondences, they get leaked all the time. We might as well just make this public.
Are they supposed to be Avatar there? Who are they supposed to be? And they're all blue, and he's dressed like a dumb swashbuckler.
I don't want to be a pirate.
Yeah, why is he a pirate?
I think he's because
Are they all mermaids?
They're mermaids. Merman, Dad. Merman.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah, I think Dante's a merman. The wife and the daughter are mermaids. And Bill decided to be a pirate.
He missed the meeting.
He did.
Hey, guys.
He's like, well, he was going to be Seinfeld. And they were like, no, you can't be puffy shirt Seinfeld. Nobody's going to get it.
It doesn't even fit right. He looks all wide. What a swashbuckling fool.
I mean, nothing looks authentic.
No.
No, isn't he?
With him.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing does.
No.
No, it's all sort of like, we're making this up as we go. Yeah. What's the right answer? It's one of those things. You always meet people like that. And they drive me crazy when you talk to a person and you can see that you ask them a question and they're not telling you the truth. Because they take a second every time and they try to figure out what's the right answer. What's the answer that you're looking for? And that's what they're trying to give you.
What's Sam gonna like?
Yeah, as opposed to just tell me the answer to the thing.
Okay. I have a feeling I know what you're going to say.
What? If it relates to any sound clip on your board, I'm going to be very unhappy. Yep. Very unhappy.
You know what I noticed during that whole text exchange?
What's that?
Weiland's a way better actor than Rob.
Oh, why would you bring it up, Travis?
Just saying what I noticed.
Acting is the dream that Rob has always had and never come close to actually, ironically enough, acting
It'll
on.
happen someday.
When?
You'll see.
Yeah?
I mean, Weiland just seemed natural, and he was, he's only 21. He's got years ahead of him.
I was watching Lady Gaga last night, and a lot of what she was doing, like, clearly she really enjoyed her time being in, like, high school plays and stuff like that. And it actually did make me think of Rob, because I'm sure that Rob not only enjoyed his high school plays, but I think he goes to bed at night, not every night, but sometimes thinking about, like, how great those days were, when he could just get up on stage and he could sing his songs to the crowd. He peaked in high school.
Yeah, he did.
Which is unfortunate.
Yep.
Which is, I mean, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough.
On the downward slope.
Yeah. See, Troy was smart with his high school experience. He punched a kid in the face so hard he shit his pants and then got thrown out.
That's right.
Like you can't peak in high school that way, right?
That's right.
It's all gravy now.
Wow.
That was my kickoff.
You don't want to bring up gravy. You shit his pants.
That's true.
It's disgusting. But you think Wyatt's a better actor?
It just seemed more natural.
Oh, that sucks.
I believed him as Dante de Blasio.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine Rob is thrilled
No,
that
when
you
Rob
brought
was
that
doing,
up.
Glengarry Glen Ross, I was like, who's this guy?
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. I mean, it seems unnecessary, to tell you the truth, that you brought that up.
You want to sell real estate? It takes brass bales.
What? Sorry, I read the thing wrong. Sorry, let me stop. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I lost my place.
I just wanted to pay the intern a compliment.
He's doing great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great.
He's doing great. You're doing a great job around here, Wyatt.
There's nothing against Rob. It was more for...
You specifically
Weiland.
said, you didn't say Wyatt's a great actor. You said he's a better actor than Rob.
That's a compliment.
And an insult to Rob.
I mean, there's, I guess, There's two ways to look at it, but
it's true. Are you an optimist or pessimist? Right?
Optimist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I'm
being a little pessimistic.
You are. You're heel turn Sam.
You're right.
Yeah. It's all the construction.
It's the construction.
Take it out on the staff.
Huh?
And the email.
Don't bring it. We don't talk about old shit.
Jim's right. Taking it out on the staff.
I did get invited.
No, I know. We talked about that already.
Yeah,
no, not already.
We're wrapping up for this segment.
That already. Oh, yeah. I forgot. We have to do our segment wrap up. Hey, before we wrap up the segment, while we're talking about Twitter and de Blasio, I did want to give a proper shout out. OJ put out a new Twitter video.
Oh, good. I haven't seen it. No.
Oh, you haven't?
Nope.
Would you want to take a look before we do the Rapido? Okay. Of course, the real OJ 32, who the internet dicks Jim Norton and Sam Roberts proved beyond a reasonable doubt that he was not the man who was DMing that guy and sending him knife emojis. We proved that last week. And I think, is that video up on on the YouTube channel, Travis?
Yes.
The OJ video?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there's a video of us disproving.
That's right. Brilliantly,
the OJ DM theory last week. But we're trying to keep up. The Juice, not only is he loose, he's back on Twitter. Or he's on Twitter for the first time. And while he's starting to send some Twitter texts here and there, he's focusing hard on the videos. TwitVid, OJ thinks, is the future of this whole thing.
Yep.
So he jumped on...
He's in a golf cart.
Yeah, he jumped on after the weekend to send a message to all the O.J. Simpson fans out there. Yeah.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. You know, after last week, I got a lot of comments from football fans telling me, Juice, come on, fantasy, you got to draft a running back first.
Wait, could you hit pause?
Normally
I don't think that's what they said.
Do you think the messages were from football fans?
No.
If they were football fans, I think they could have been football fans, but I don't think the messages had anything to do with their fandom.
No, they were saying, Juice, your wife's head almost came off on the stoop.
No.
I know that's an LA thing.
Yeah, we don't talk about the LA thing. Hey, Twitter world, before we get into fantasy football, don't bring up the LA thing again, okay? Anyway, all you guys not bringing up that LA thing, we're talking about fantasy football. Do you think he was getting any fantasy football replies, or did somebody say, look...
Someone might have just to get a response out of him.
Right. I think they're saying, look, act like you got a lot of fantasy football questions, because it'll get you to get more fantasy football questions. That's the direction we want to go in, because I'm sure he wants to get sponsored by a betting website or something.
Yeah.
Would go along with that, except in the case of Patrick Mahomes. Now, there was only one quarterback within 100 points of him last year, and that was 93 points behind.
Juice, you got to draft a running back like Marcus Allen.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to bet on anything, you can bet that if you keep sending me tweets about Marcus Allen, I'll cut your head off.
Even Tom Brady, maybe the greatest quarterback ever, was roughly 175 points behind him. And Drew Brees, the guy who led my fantasy teams to 3 out of 4 championships, was roughly 150 points behind him.
You know what's so weird? No matter how long he talks about fantasy football, I'm just sitting here going, is he going to admit it?
And how great he's wearing one glove. He can't get that second glove on.
He's on the golf course. He's in a golf cart, and he's wearing one golf glove.
OJ is finally wearing a glove that fits comfortably.
Yeah, isn't that like you just sit there, no matter what he's talking about? I'm watching him going. That's why I'll watch every single video that OJ puts out. I'm watching him going. Is this the one? Is he going to admit it? We all know. Is he going to admit it? He's talking about Tom Brady.
Make up that separation anywhere else, in any other position. Look at the running backs. The top 4 guys were within 30 points of one another. And you got all of these great young guys coming, Chubb and Jones and a Mack. I mean, some great young guys who could be Bill Kyle backs. And don't forget, Ingram is going to be a feature back in Baltimore. That helps Kamara, who's going to be, who was last year.
And I do want to say, I know a lot about young players. The last time I was so impressed with a young player, I killed my wife.
That's right, young Ron Goldman.
OJ, we're gonna have to retake that last part. You know what? Let's start from the beginning. Why I said Twitter world? I know it's the last thing that you said, not the first.
You're never gonna shake the almost decapitation. It's a rough one to fucking blow by.
My star guy, he'll get the ball more, and Le'Veon Bell is coming. So you can get a top running back in that second round. Now, on another note.
Okay, pause. This is it. On another note, okay, this is it. He's going to admit that he killed his wife.
What would you have done if she was fucking a younger running back? What would you have done?
Do you think whoever does these videos for him, when he goes, now, on to another note, their gut just drops? Like, oh no, don't. I don't even want to have video on my phone of you saying it.
When I came into the league, I went through a little bit of culture shock. Not because I was born in San Francisco and raised there and went to USC.
Because I was a future murderer. No, OJ, no.
This is a rambling video.
He is. Well, imagine, right? You have this secret that everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's that you killed your ex-wife. It's not. Oh. No, it's not what you thought. It's a different secret. But imagine if you have the OJ secret, and it's just in your head. You would ramble all the time too. Whatever I can say to stop myself from talking about this experience that I went through, I'm just going to keep talking. I think OJ just keeps talking about football because otherwise, what comes up?
But basketball.
No, I was thinking murder.
Oh,
homicide.
Guy who's a bad guesser. Oh.
So let me talk about Cato Caleb. No. Don't get onto the topic of Cato. We go down a bad road when you do, OJ.
He'll slip.
You think so?
He did.
You mean when we did the when we watched the If I Did It show?
Yep.
He did. When he was going like, now, what I would have done is I went to her house. Okay, OJ, you didn't. I thought we you forgot hypotheticals. You stopped doing hypotheticals. What do you? It's just a confession. What are you doing?
Ended up in upstate New York. It was because of the locker room. The locker room was different. I wasn't prepared for it. You had black guys in the locker room who had never played football with white guys before, and you had white guys from big colleges who had never played with black guys before. And they came with all kind of attitudes and opinions and thoughts on things, but we had to put it all aside. You had to put it aside if you were going to be a team and have any chance of winning. And I'm pretty sure that was the case everywhere, all over sports back then. I'm just saying. All right, fantasy football soon. Take care.
Oh, that smile.
That smile.
That $1 million smile.
Yep.
All right. Fantasy football soon. Take care.
See ya.
And be careful. Wait, what?
Yep.
Watch your back.
He looks pretty good for 71.
Yeah.
He looks great for 71. He made some kind of deal with the devil because he is really hanging in there.
Got those pearlies.
Look at that. Those nice veneers. Wonder how he got the money for those veneers with all the money he's got to give to the Goldman family.
I know.
I don't know.
Fred doesn't want his teeth.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why I have to give them all that money. Mike in Brooklyn. What's up, Mike?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Is it just me, or does it sound like OJ is, in that video, almost like trying to appeal to, like, the NFL broadcasting Sunday teams where he's trying to give up these stats? Like, someone's going to pick him up to do a Sunday broadcast or to join one of their NFL Sunday teams.
You know,
the way that he was talking.
He's probably thinking I was very good on NBC before I probably killed my wife. Yeah. So maybe now that that's all out of the way and I'm rehabilitating my image, they'll want to bring me right back.
Oh, is he delusional?
He is. I really think that he's trying to get a deal with one of those sports betting websites. You know what I mean? He's trying to establish himself as a fantasy football guy and have one of those websites sponsor a lot of people. I don't know if they're going to sponsor OJ, but he does have. I mean, how many followers is he up to now on Twitter? Almost 800,000 followers.
Still not verified though.
Is he only on Twitter?
Yeah,
he's not on Insta.
He's not on any other social media platform?
I know, because you're sitting there going like, Twitter? Who uses Twitter anymore?
Yeah. No, you should get a TikTok. That's the new thing.
What's
TikTok.
a TikTok?
Oh, yeah,
It's
if
like
he
a
wants to appeal to
Vine.
the young kids.
Yeah, yeah. It's where you
Oh.
like you sing along and you like lip sync like lyrics or whatever.
That's where one of the 90 Day Fiance ladies met her husband. That's where the British
How long has
guy.
that been around?
That's where Lil Nas X got to start.
Oh,
yeah, Old Town
TikTok,
Road.
yeah.
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 TikTok.
Dude, it's huge. With
Are you on
kids.
TikTok?
I am not, but I've seen a few of like the cringy ones, like the compilations that they make.
Why don't you put some of those together for us?
Yeah,
I want to see some of the cringiest TikTok compilations.
Oh, we'll do that.
Will you
this
do
it?
that?
Yep, that's TikTok. Yep.
Are you going to join?
You bet I am.
What's going to be your song?
I don't know. I don't know what you have to do.
Oh my God, Chip would be great.
It's a
on TikTok.
karaoke app. Like you duet.
Pretty
it's kind
much,
of like how you meet people, but you duet with them, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah, you can do a duet. Yeah, you lip sync stuff.
Yeah,
Really
Wyatt,
cringy
that's your assignment. Find us some TikTok videos.
Yes.
How long
I'd
was
like
each
to be
video?
Introduced. It's like 2.5 hours.
Oh, I would have thought shorter.
No, you have to do a full concert
Oh,
set with an
awesome.
encore. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Chip would be good on TikTok.
He would be.
Yeah.
Chip would be perfect for TikTok.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll say Yuma.
All right, let's take a break.
Yep.
We have a busy show today. Mehran is coming in today.
Yep.
Remember we met Mehran a little while back. Great comedian.
Yes.
And a little later in the show, we're going to be talking to Desus and Miro from the Showtime show. Desus and Miro. The Bodega Boys themselves will be here. Stick around. We'll be right back.
I can't wait to do my TikTok videos.
Yeah, I can't wait to dive in a little bit more.
It's going to be fun.
I think so, too. I think it's going to be great. Bo Jackson.
I used to play two sports.
What were they?
Bo knows I played baseball. He played
And?
football.
Oh, you do? You got both of them.
Bo Jackson.
He was trending yesterday on Twitter.
Kansas City Royals. Am
And?
I incorrect? Let me think of the football team he played for.
Come on, football team's easy.
Yeah.
Houston Oilers. No, I actually don't remember where he played for with football.
Oakland.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
I remember
remembered
the football team before I remember the baseball
Was it
team.
Kansas City?
Yes.
Okay.
He was trending on Twitter yesterday, and it was one of those
Bo
things.
knows.
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
Jim. It took me hours to figure out why Bo Jackson was actually trending.
Played.
Were you going to say two sports?
Yes, I was.
I know that.
All right. Well, someone tuning in just a second ago.
You would get new listeners all the time, right? It was because somebody posted a random question. Hey, what player in sports would you have loved to see remain healthy throughout his entire career? And of course, everybody answered Bo Jackson. That was the answer everybody had. Everybody answered that so much that it became trending. But because that question wasn't posted by somebody that had the biggest Twitter following in the world, that question ended up getting lost. And Bo ended up just trending because he was trending. So like people, two things were happening.
Wow.
I looked at why, I checked all the Bo Jackson tweets in the middle of the afternoon.
Yep.
And it was either, why is Bo Jackson trending? It was, oh my God, I thought Bo Jackson was dead, thank God. And it was Tecmo Bowl. Everybody was talking about the video game. There was so much more conversation about Tecmo Bowl than there was about anything he ever actually did in sports.
Tecmo Bowl is amazing.
That's what everybody said.
He's still a big dude, man. What year did he retire?
2019?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize he played that long.
Yeah, he just retired.
Yeah, that's why he's considered the greatest athlete of all time.
Oh, what did he play? Oh, he's 56.
Yeah, he played until he was 56.
He played from what years?
1982 is when he played in college until 2019. So what's that, 15 years?
Only a few. Wow. 83, 84, 85, 80. He was injured all of 84. He only played for 3 fucking years?
That's college.
No, that's college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bo was big in the 90s.
Right, all right.
Yeah.
That didn't make it. Oh, okay, a little bit longer, yeah.
He played 86 to 94.
Oh, Chicago White Sox, too. California. He played for the Angels. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, after he came back from his injury.
The 30,
474 slugging percentage. Nice.
the 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson is
amazing.
incredible.
Now he just sits at home and makes arrows?
Yeah, he loves archery now.
Does he still have a lot of money, you think? I mean, I'm
Probably
sure
not.
his
Those players did not make a lot of money back
No,
then.
but Bo Jackson had endorsement deals. He did okay.
Even endorsement deals weren't that big back then.
How much did he make? I'm going to guess he's worth $20 million.
It says his estimated net worth at $16 million. Reportedly earns between $400,000 and $600,000 annually.
By playing. Oh, he usually made. Wait. Oh, he reportedly earns. He probably goes out and speaks.
Yeah,
does stuff like that. Signings. And yeah, he is such a legendary name.
He's the greatest athlete, in my opinion, ever.
Do you think so?
More than Cal Ripken Jr.?
Yep.
Whoa!
Cal Ripken Jr. was a great athlete. He just stayed healthy.
Yeah, but he was also a great athlete. I mean, you've got to be good to stay in.
Not like Bo Jackson. Who else played two sports?
To be that consistent. Primetime Deion Sanders, he stole that shit from me.
That's right, Deion did, yeah.
Not as well.
Deion, not Deion.
Yeah. You're right, Deion.
Deion Sanders.
Deion.
That was a great 30 for 32.
Deion Sanders?
The Deion Sanders one, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Deion Sanders was great, though, because he was one of the first to kind of make it, kind of be a showman about it. He's very, very flashy.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
About everything that he did.
Well, he famously tried to play both sports in the same day.
Right.
Did he?
Right.
He didn't do well? Couldn't make it?
No, he didn't.
He got stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Oh.
between the stadiums, it was traffic.
He played for Dallas. I think he went to Dallas in '95, and they won the championship that year. I remember the big news was Deion Sanders signing with the Cowboys. He was with the 49ers, and I hated him.
But he was too young to be in Tecmo Bowl, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Tecmo Bowl was all about Bo Jackson.
Yeah, so he wasn't that great because Bo Jackson was the man in that game.
Is that them together? Let me see.
Yeah, that's Deion and Bo.
Yeah.
Nobody does that anymore. There's no more two-sport athletes.
That'll never happen. Never.
Why never?
There's too much money involved.
Too much in each one.
Yeah. No.
No team is going to allow you to play another sport because there's too much invested.
Swimming.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're not going to make that much money swimming.
How about hockey, basketball? You play the championship, bing, boom, go back.
They happen at the same time.
I know.
Pull a Deion Sanders.
Flyer.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, just, make sure that you play hockey and basketball for the same city. And then you could do both. Because you just go from game to game. They're not going to play the games at the exact same time.
Tim Tebow.
What about Tim Tebow?
Yeah,
he's a two-sporter.
Well, not at the same time.
He's a zero sport.
What's he doing now? Is he
He's
out?
in the Mets minor league system.
Why?
Because he wants to be a baseball player.
He's not playing football anymore? I mean,
No, he hasn't been playing football for years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's been in the Mets system for at least 2 years.
Is he not good enough to be a major league player?
No, not really. He's a very good minor league player.
Okay.
He's actually surprisingly good.
What's he play?
Baseball.
I know that. But what position?
I'm not sure. Outfield? Outfield. Ron thinks.
I was a lot of right field myself.
Yeah, I did a little right field.
Did you?
Yep. Yeah. A little bit of right field.
That's right. The position of the girl.
Yep.
Michael Jordan tried to be a two-sport athlete.
He did, yeah. He wasn't even that great at basketball.
That's incorrect.
Big deal. He scored points.
You see Dennis Rodman defending Michael Jordan about being the GOAT on one of these sports shows. He said something. I can't remember. He said his insult was so amazing. Yeah, why? It's that first link actually, Troy. He was on First Take. And I mean, Dennis Rodman has this way with words. All day, I was repeating this insult that Dennis Rodman had. They were talking to him, about the Bulls, the legacy Bulls that were around when it was Rodman and Jordan and Pippen and all these people
and all the other players. Phil Jackson as a coach.
That's right. And how that LeBron, as good as he is, there's nobody as good
Across
as Jordan.
the lake over there, they had Detroit Pistons, which were their rivals.
All right.
Bill Lambier.
Cool trivia.
That's right. Vinny the Microwave Johnson.
Okay,
Thomas.
It's just too deep. Too deep. Nobody's talking about the microwave.
All right.
So Rodman was on First Take. And, I could see why Kim Jong-un wants to be this guy's friend.
Yeah, he's great.
I left wanting to be his friend.
He's the best. He loves Pearl Jam.
Does he?
Oh, yeah.
He loves Pearl Jam.
Huge Pearl Jam fan. He says Pearl Jam saved his life.
Was he okay with Pearl Jam, even though they said they weren't going to play big arenas that are corporately sponsored anymore? And then after one tour, they were like, oh, we should go make more money.
Yeah, there's a lot more money here than a 2,500 seater.
Also, you got to access your fans.
That's not why.
Good point, Travis.
You could just go to their houses. I mean, that's not.
Oh, they could do like an in-your-house tour.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, no. They did it for all the money.
And the fans.
That spend money.
On them.
On Pearl Jam.
Directly.
Yeah. So that didn't bother Dennis Rodman?
No, he's fine with it.
How about you?
I'm fine with it.
Okay, good.
As long as I get to keep seeing them. They can play wherever they want.
You're not upset?
Nope.
Hey, man, I'm with you. I celebrate Rob Zombie's entire movie collection.
All of them?
Don't bring up Halloween 2.
What's wrong with it?
Don't bring it up, Jim. We don't talk about it.
Is it good?
We don't talk about that.
It's so bad.
Are you talking about 31? I like 31.
What about Halloween?
Halloween's great. His remake of Halloween?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Rob Zombie's Halloween remake.
What about Halloween 2?
We don't talk about old shit. Don't bring it up.
That's my bad.
So this is Dennis Rodman debating Jordan being the GOAT, and then he gets into a little bit of his own career, but just listen to his insult. Oh, this is a long clip. This is 7 minutes long. I saw one on Twitter that was like 30 seconds. I don't know where it would be in the 7 minutes. That's the only reason I say, actually go to Twitter and just write Dennis Rodman first take. Now that we know exactly where it is, because the insult that Rodman gave one of the current players was just like, I don't know what that means. I've never heard that before. There it is. Yep, you found it. Way to go, Troy.
There we go. As far as LeBron and Michael, if Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He'll average 50 points. LeBron's a great talent. No doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played with Kobe, Magic, Kareem. But Michael's right there. I don't know why you guys discuss the GOAT. Why you discuss the GOAT?
I agree. It's not close enough. It's not close enough between Michael and anyone else to really have the conversation. Let's be honest.
Oh, whatever. This clip ends. I didn't know. I didn't know we were going to talk about this.
Yeah.
He said something like,
I don't like his dumb lip ring.
He said that for
hate
years.
Lip rings.
Why?
Oh, I mean, kissing somebody with a big dumb ring on their lip. Smells
I don't
like
think you're
food.
kissing Dennis Rodman.
No, but a girl would have it. I mean, it's just, I don't like it. Big dumb piece of metal. Fuck off. Look idiotic.
Try this one, Troy. Go ahead.
It's like, it's like if you go on a date with a girl, right, Steven? You ever done it before, go on a date with a girl and you hate her guts, but she can satisfy you in one way? And satisfy you in one way? But it's all good. But either way, so no comment. But anyway, go ahead.
He's just talking about being satisfied by a girl.
He's not wrong.
He's off the
You
rails.
hate her guts. He goes, you hate her guts.
He's off the rails, this Dennis Rodman. Miran just got here. Should we bring him in?
Yeah, let's bring him into the radio program.
Miran is a great...
Has he checked in?
Comedian. Yes, he has. You can follow him at MiranX on Twitter. He's been in before. I mean, he is just a ball of energy.
Well,
good morning.
And
hey, buddy.
The spirit that he brings in this room with him.
Hi, folks.
It's like nothing that we've ever felt before.
I love you guys. How are you? Good morning.
You bring sunshine to a rainy day. I have to tell you.
It is raining.
It is.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's effing raining.
Is that a hand fan that you have?
Oh yeah.
That's like a geisha girl fan?
Yeah.
And did you bring that as like a proper that this is how you keep
I'm
yourself
a moist
cool?
person. I'm a wet person.
You sweat a lot?
I sweat an incredible amount.
I see.
And yeah, I have to fan myself on the train also,
So you sit on the subway fanning yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fantastic.
There are certain moths also that present colorfully to warn predators. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now, the fact that you sweat, does that turn off potential partners?
No. I mean, it usually means I'm a hard worker. Right? I mean, if you show up sweating, they're like, yeah, he's not worried about getting dirty, sloppy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course I know what you mean.
It's
and that is
prissy. Nobody wants to fuck prissy. Maybe you guys do.
No, I don't.
No?
No.
No?
When I saw
thing?
you sweating just a moment ago, I said, "This is my guy."
Boy,
yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
So you'll be on the train fanning yourself?
100% with these sunglasses. Here, I'll give you. This is the actual effect.
Okay, they're big, like pop star sunglasses, and that is
wow.
Yeah,
that fan really is great. That's very cooling effect.
See, it's amazing because I've only ever seen fans like that in that you would buy at like a drugstore, like as a party favor.
Yeah,
I didn't realize they make them for actual use that would last. Like that fan is as strong as your umbrella is.
Yeah,
that's a real fan.
True. Yeah, and I've shopped. I've worked the market. I've tried them all. I've had batches of 12 sent to me from China. I'm a fan.
Aficionado.
A lot of people don't know this, but when you come out, somebody shows up and gives you that fan.
That is
a gift.
It's a membership card.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's for Pride.
I see. Yeah, it is. Well, so it's Pride Month.
Yeah.
Do you is finding suitors during Pride Month? Do you work extra hard to go okay, we're really presenting ourselves in the best possible light here?
I did go on prep this month. I decided to go on the raw dog pill.
Sure.
Okay, so PrEP, that doesn't mean you have HIV.
No,
that
it
means
prevents it.
I see.
Yeah, it's like a pill. It's like a condom pill.
But you can get but other stuff. You got to watch other stuff though, because PrEP won't stop you from getting like gonorrhea.
I've had it all. Do you know? I mean, but the other stuff, like a shot and like an antibiotic course, you can usually walk it off.
What if I told you?
Yeah,
we could make a pill, a condom, into a pill. Is that something you might be interested in?
I mean, I eat them like candy. If they came in gummy form, Jesus Christ, even better.
Does it fuck your liver up though? I heard it can mess your liver up.
I'm sure it does any number of bad things to my body, but I mean, like, who's trying to live forever?
I went on it for a month at one point, and then I stopped. It's just too much liver damage and stuff. It's a long time.
Is that really what they say?
Yeah, it can affect your liver. It just kind of scared me a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
So liver damage scared you less than.
Well, no. Plus,
HIV.
I didn't really need it.
Right.
I wasn't that.
See,
risky.
important warnings. Yeah, I didn't read the warnings. I was just like, if I'm, you know what I mean? It's like if I would rather. Maybe a little jaundice.
Right,
sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lifetime of immune compromise.
Right. No, that makes perfect sense to me.
Just a little, a little yellowness about the eye.
Right. Like if your liver is failing, but your T cell count is still where it needs to be, you're okay.
Yeah,
you're gonna be
absolutely,
fine.
Absolutely. And I would, these organs were going to fail anyway.
It really is. It really is amazing that throughout sexuality, I feel like there was a period of time, early 90s, say, where STDs were a really scary thing across the board. But I think now we've gotten to a place where we're back to the 80s. Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there is impunity.
There's a lot of older people, like in senior homes, are getting fucking STDs.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
You hear that construction, Miran?
What's happening in here? Oh, yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, you hear that.
What's that about?
Yeah.
They've decided that...
That's what it sounds like when I queef.
They've decided that for the last 2 weeks, actually, that even though this is a radio company and the morning is important for radio, they've decided the morning is also important for construction.
Best time to do loud construction.
Surrounding the radio studios.
It's very impressive.
That have not been soundproof past construction sounds. So please don't be as distracted as I am.
Not even remotely. You guys are fully engaging.
But I do think that, I've been off the dating scene for a long time, but I was talking to a certain comedian about how, girls are now, younger girls, like 19, 20 years old. They don't care about STDs. They'll go like they're ready to fuck on the first night, and they're going like, "Well, you don't have any STDs, right?" And if you say no, they're like, "Great,
awesome,
we don't have to use a condom."
Yeah, that's how that's how I've always been, honestly. And I fuck uggos. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I just feel like I'm less likely to catch something from an ugly
Oh,
person.
you fuck ugly people.
Yeah. That's always been
because
the rule.
they've probably had less sex,
less mileage.
I
You know
see.
what I mean? It's
I
like
see.
a petty bang is less likely to give you an STD.
Right.
That's my guess.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I love non-medical STD prevention strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. I speak at high schools. I really do. I try to. This is a gospel.
Right. Yeah, you stand in front of the high school and you pick the ugly kid. And you go, if you want to avoid STDs, that's your dude right there. That's your
100%. guy. Yeah, or I'll open with like, raise your hands. Who wants to bang? An awful thing to say to
everybody that raised their hands. Those are the ones with the STDs.
You'll
the ones with the hands down. Those are your picks. So, have you ever contracted an STD?
3 times in my life I've used a condom.
That's it.
That's it. Same condom. See, that the magic is of course I've had gonorrhea, chlamydia. I think gonorrhea twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you know you had when you're pissing? It just starts to hurt.
No, I just like that's the other thing though is that I have like a
had
good
it for
relationship
3 years,
with my
and your doctor was like,
I go in and do blood work like every now and again, like maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Just like check me out,
get
kick
your
the
blood
tires.
done like a porn star.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there were times where I think I got more miles than a porn star.
Good for you.
Realistically.
So, like around this week, will you like ramp it up a little bit?
No. Probably not. No, I mean, honestly, like...
You have pride life.
When it happens, it happens. Yeah,
Yes.
I've been out since I was 15.
Yeah.
This isn't new for me. You know what I mean? It's going to be 30 years soon.
Oh, okay.
But so you get gonorrhea for the first time, Is that scary? Like, oh my God, I got to control myself.
I've also been fired 43 times. Do you know what I mean? It's not the first 43 times. It's not the first time with anything that, that kills you. Right. But the first time probably I felt terribly. I was like, oh no, how did I get this infection? And it's like, then it cut to the sizzle reel of me just getting jizzed on from every angle like a Swedish shower. Oh yes, that's how I contracted everything. But so there's that. But no, by the time you get your third or fourth one, you're just,
It's just you take the pill.
Time to make the donuts. You go, you take a pill, you take a shot in the ass, you're back in the game.
I see.
So why fired 43 times?
I have problems with authority, and the restaurant industry is a fecund bitch, and she's just scattering bastard offspring to the four winds like an errant lawn sprinkler.
They fire a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of turnover, and it's a highly exploitative industry. So like you'll work for someone for like $2.63 an hour. They'll have you mopping and shit, and you're like, "Fuck you!" They're like, "Get out of here." We have 400 more people we could hire.
Right,
because
they're hiring you for...
Sure.
Now, I was want to ask you the college admission scandal. Were you surprised about that or no?
Probably not. I mean, the thing is that, there's conspiracy and then there's high order consensus. There's like the idea that there are these people who are buying their kids into schools, and then there's like legacy.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like what the line between these things is pretty thin.
Legacy is what? That's what, like, your father went there, then you go there?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
And that works to your advantage.
You can't get into college by lying about being on the swim team, but you can if your parents bought a tree.
Yeah, and your dad, lied.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, as in you inherited, like, a whole other, sort of privilege or good fortune.
What did you do at Harvard?
I was the project manager for the Office of the President and Provost. So I wrote for Larry Summers. I set up their diversity office when that sort of scandal was going down, like physically set it up, like moved the thing along.
So
with it.
what do you think about this? The diversity office is the office that forgave this Parkland shooting survivor. They found the text message, the Google document.
Heard about this.
That he used the N-word over and over again.
Heard about this.
The people in the Google Doc with him, which I didn't even realize kids were using Google Docs instead of texting.
That's weird.
It is weird.
It's a weird way
Why
to
do they do that?
communicate.
It's not on your phone that way, or what's the use?
I think it's just an easy way for
them to all read. That's weird.
for groups to be together. Because I think you can do it on your phone.
When you get a group text alert, you're like, "Fuck you."
Oh, so and so liked. Now it's the fuck. If you like something, you get an alert. It's enraging.
Yeah.
You know what it probably is? It's so if your parents grab your phone and they check your texts,
right?
Sure.
They don't know to check Google Docs, right?
Sure. It is it's a layer more removed. I respect that.
But so the kid writes the N-word over and over again because they were trying to be offensive. And one of the people in the Google Doc screen capped it. Sent it off to everybody.
Son of a bitch.
Harvard found out about it.
Fuck snitches.
Harvard said you can't come here anymore. I know we said you could come here. You can't come here.
All right.
Right. Now, is that shocking to you?
Do I give a shit?
You don't give a shit.
No, I mean,
not.
like even the desire to want to go to Harvard is its own sort of sickness. But do you know what I mean?
Point.
It's
yes.
There's like a whole. It's like needing to own a certain brand of denim or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Get your fucking education. Learn what you want to learn. Be a person in the world. I gotta go to Harvard. You know what I mean? It just feels like a horrible burden.
How long ago were you there?
2007 was my last year there.
How many did you do?
How many
years?
Oh, I didn't study there. I worked there.
No, how many years did you work there?
I worked there for 4.5 years, I think.
Which is like
in total.
It's like studying there.
Yeah,
it's the same amount
in
of
a
time.
weird way. There is a culture to it. You learn a certain language, like they talk a certain way. It was.
Hey, when you get fired 43 times, mainly in the food service industry,
they didn't know that. Yeah.
Do you? At what point, at like number 30, do you go, okay, this thing that I keep doing? If I want to keep working in this industry, I got to stop doing this thing. Yeah. I've been fired 30 times.
Drinking?
Okay.
I have to stop drinking at work.
Is that what it'll do it?
It'll never happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah.
I'm drinking at work till I die. Are you kidding me?
That's why you become a comedian.
You think I'm going to suffer human beings sober? You are out of your goddamn mind.
Hey, when you were at Harvard, Dr. Ian Smith wrote a book. It's a fictional book, but it's about like this super secret fraternity or club.
The secret secret clubs. Secret societies.
Yeah, the secret societies. Did you get near them at all? Or you had no access
Did I
to
get
them?
near the secret society?
Meaning, will you have access to them as on
I was there when Facebook was like becoming a thing. Isn't that weird? You know,
And Mark Zuckerberg was like, "Yeah, you should have just looked at my window. I had the code right there."
My friend's sister started working for them and was like, "Oh, you should get off MySpace. Everyone's going on Facebook now." And I was like, "Whatever, girl." And now she's like a trillionaire.
Of
You know
course.
what I mean? Like,
And you're
she's
still trying to
flying
figure
above
out-
us right now in a helicopter.
Oh, she
flipping
got
us
in.
off.
She got in early.
Oh, as like a secretary. She was like a receptionist, and now she's a trillionaire.
And you're
You know
still
what I mean?
and you're still arranging your top 8, going, "It's gonna come back."
Yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed. Yeah, no, I didn't see any secret society stuff, but I mean, like these things, it's like, what is a secret society other than the sort of like generational wealth, like people who own lots of things talking to each other, being like, "You want to do that? Yeah, great." You know, it sounds like it's a secret society, but it's just people with shit deciding things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And sometimes
Talking to
not
other
even
people with
deciding
shit.
things.
And it's not a secret. Like
Right.
a lot of this stuff, like, you know, economic policy, you could call it a conspiracy, but it's really just high order consensus. It's people who have authority making calls.
It makes sense, yeah.
That's all. But yeah, why? What do you think about
Oh,
secret
no, reason.
societies and
I
stuff?
only thought of it because of you're from Harvard. I just thought of Dr. Smith's book. And I was just
Right.
wondering if you because
But
you
he
were-
just worked there. I
I'm
mean, you
getting
gotta,
into more conspiratorial thinking. Don't get me wrong.
You
Like,
are.
oh yeah, I've been in like these weird British sort of chatty forums and stuff. Like Elvis was, you know, Elvis is a secret Jew and he bought Priscilla Presley. I love all of it.
Do you think that's true? Probably, most likely.
He is halakhically Jewish. His great grandmother was Jewish.
Okay.
And he did buy Priscilla Presley when she was 14.
Okay, so the facts add up.
From her family.
Wow.
I mean, like, you know, essentially it was a certain agreement that she would be cared for and that they wouldn't do anything or and then that
Well, you
got
got to get
fast
the
forwarded.
permission to marry a teenager.
You sure do.
Yeah.
But then we have like a Finding Neverland about Michael Jackson and his kitty touching.
Except nobody believes it.
No one cares.
You think nobody believes it?
Well, we were just talking about it because we played "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" to come back from break, and I said originally when the Finding Neverland documentary or Leaving Neverland documentary came out, I was sitting here going, okay, we're gonna have to cut off everything post Jackson 5. You're still gonna be able to listen to Jackson 5 because Michael Jackson wasn't touching kids when he was a kid.
Yeah.
But it sounds to me like everything after Ben. We've kind of got to get rid of.
Yeah, a love song to a mouse. Isn't that what
that's
Ben
right.
had? Okay.
That's right.
Yes, a rat.
Yeah, a rat.
But we were just saying
A
that.
friend of mine once he took a dead rat in the can.
Wait,
In the hiney?
Yeah.
he
But
put a
why?
dead rat up his butt?
I used to run with a lot of underground artists, and there was like a photo shoot of this guy getting all of this hair on his body blowtorched off, and then later he was penetrated with a beer bottle, and then they escalated that to a frozen dead rat that a cat had brought and
And they
presented
put
to
it in. Like, did they have
two
something
condoms.
wrapped around?
They put it in 2 condoms,
I see.
and then they banged him with. And so
So condoms do have a purpose.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
so when I
Did he like it?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he participated in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was conscious. But I
Is
used
this
to
considered avant-garde?
Sure. but-
Okay.
I think it was for them. It was the photo shoot felt very avant-garde for them. So I would throw like comedy parties very early on, like
Yeah.
in my first year of comedy, second year of comedy, and I would take pictures of people watching, of people looking at the pictures of the dead rat in the ass, which later became known as the DR and the A.
What was
I
the
see.
point of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
artistically? What did he say artistically was the point of it?
Probably boundary pushing, shock factor. I mean,
And-
it's better than most comedy specials on Netflix. It's
It's
my
true.
guess.
It's
You know what
true.
I mean, I would rather look at someone taking a dead rat in the ass. Than,
I would watch that.
That's actually
I mean, do
that's
you know
what
what I mean? As
Nanette's
footage
working
goes.
on that for Nanette too.
Yes,
That's what she's going to be
Nanette
doing.
too.
She has
The DR and the A.
important work to do. Important work to be done.
It is important work.
I like DR in the A because then you could bring it into mixed company and still discuss it.
That's all we did.
Right.
That's the old DR and the A. You know, I'm getting bumped odds. A DR and the A.
That's great. Yeah, so Leaving Neverland, you know, that's where I thought this was going, that we were going to just have to retire all Michael Jackson music post Ben, and then you go around and you realize nobody's done that. You could go as far as You Are Not Alone.
Yeah.
And people are still enjoying all of it, and the voice of those two, the Mark Ronson fella and the other guy, those two are lying. There's no proof of this. That voice has become so much louder than the little whimper of, yeah, but don't you think he probably touched kids? Like nobody hears that voice anymore.
People hated their families so much. Like the parents of those kids were hated. So people kind of like
one got immigration help, one got a house.
Yeah,
yeah.
And like Mark Ronson's mom seemed like she was in love with Michael, and
was it Mark Ronson? Is that his name?
No. Or Wade Robson.
Wade Robson.
Wade Robson.
Yeah, Mark Ronson is like the DJ mixing.
Mark Ronson is a big record producer.
Yes.
He did Miley Cyrus's album.
Before he fucked DJ Khaled.
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Wade Robson is who I was thinking of.
Sure.
He's the,
and James Safechuck.
That was
That's
his name?
The other guy.
Great
Nice
job
pull.
with the name. That was a great pull.
But yeah, those two poor guys.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about them. Everybody's sitting there going like, okay, it's enough. We're going to listen to the music.
Robson, like, at least, like, you know, he kind of waffled in public, you know.
I thought they both did at one point. I could be wrong. I know. Isn't he a big choreographer?
He is.
Yeah.
He had
did
a fun
Britney
career.
Spears and NSYNC and all those.
Yeah.
He was like in the 90s.
Does he still work?
He was the big choreographer. I don't think he's that big anymore, but I have no idea.
But when it comes to secret societies and things like that, I mean, that's an interesting thing. It's like, you know, when he was corroborating that Michael, you know, he testified when he was like 12 that Michael Jackson didn't do anything.
Yes.
And he got to go on and have quite a career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
right. Is there a little,
that's the stuff that makes, you know, my antenna go a little wiggly woggly.
You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours.
I feel like there's a lot of secret keeping.
You scratch our back, we'll come on yours.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can kind of brush the surface, but you can't go too deep into. Yeah, no, I know.
He says he took it right in the can from Michael.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes, he did.
Didn't it hurt? He was the one that said he couldn't. He was like the next day he had blood in his underpants. Michael told him to go get your underwear and throw it out.
Did you eat your underwear?
Throw it out. Yeah, Michael said go home, get your underwear and throw it out because it might be blood in it.
Sure.
Was it Robson or Safechuck that happened to?
That I don't remember.
I think it was Robson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who
But
took
yeah,
who
I
took
mean,
the DM and the A.
I mean, it's really it's not an issue for the Jackson estate.
No, I mean,
you know, it's really not even been a setback.
And LaToya, like, she also backtracked. Do you remember? There's a
I've seen
a
the
neat
video.
little, like 1992 or 1994, 89,
Yep.
where she's like talking in Japan. She's like, Michael, you know what you're doing to these kids,
And
It's
she's
terrible."
corroborating the entire story told
Yeah.
in this doc. But now LaToya's like, no, I don't know anything about that.
She says that an abusive partner was the one who forced her to say those things.
Wow, so she's kind of lined up with the family. Probably because it's over now and he's dead and there's money to be made. And like it's being isolated, it's just there's no advantage to it.
Well, yeah, and it's like constant battle, and it's like, you know, what does she want to be associated with? It's like, I think most people, like, they think that they want a scandal because it'll put them in the news, but then maintaining it is
Right, yeah, that's the short term, like, you get that bump.
Yeah.
But then once everybody forgives Michael and goes like, yeah, we're all okay with Michael, they're like, no, but you're the one.
Well, it's like
You're the
people,
one.
they want to make a bunch of positive TV shows that are like, yay, happy, drag queens, pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like they wanted, and you know, they're not necessarily going to bring someone who's like mired in scandal, who like sort of like has a dark cloud looming over them to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
they
she
don't
did-
want to dive too deep into the history of the culture and go over.
It's limiting.
Yeah. it's limiting is the
limiting,
word.
Yeah.
She did it was an interview with Katie Couric, I think is the one I'm referencing.
LaToya Jackson?
Yeah, she probably did a few, but I think the one I'm talking about is Katie Couric.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah. And
Fucking
then when he
brutal.
died, she was circling the hospital for spare parts like a condor. That's what I heard. She was just, just grabbing pieces with her talons.
That's terrible. Just a terrible thing. So, have you ever? We were talking about your gonorrhea earlier. Have you gotten? Because this is a Jim Norton story that I'm completely. I'm fairly obsessed with it. Have you ever gotten an STD or an STI from the same person in short order?
I've never known who I've gotten my STDs
I got
from.
crabs twice from the same girl.
Same person.
Yeah, but I knew it was her because the first time I had them, and I was like, I think it was her. So I went and fucked her again, and I picked one of those little rascals out of my pubes. I'm like, guilty.
You actually spotted it.
The second time, oh yeah, I spotted them the first time.
You know,
but it
I
took
don't
a
think I've
while.
ever even seen a crab.
Yeah, and I mean everyone shaves now, but again, this is in the late '80s. So
But I just love that you went back and confirmed. Like you knew it was her, but you were like,
Yeah.
you know what? I better try to go get crabs a
I
week
had
later.
to fuck her again. Yeah, she
you
was
really
so
wanted
sexy.
to.
Yeah, not the most hygienic person.
So even though you knew there were little pubic bugs that were going to jump onto your genitals, you were like, I have to.
The first time they really itched, and I got rid of them. You have to put like a rid.
Yeah.
And you have to comb through. And the second time, I saw one after I fucked her, and I don't think I got them again. Like I just saw one or two and got it out.
Okay, so you nipped it in the bud, as it were.
Yeah. And then I left with the shampoo.
Or you just go there like with rid on your pubes already, and you're like, I'm ready. I'll do
they're-
anything.
they're
I've
so
had
awful.
scabies.
What are those? Like, are those like
scabies are like crabs, but they embed themselves in your skin, and what they do is they lay eggs, right?
Oh no!
So they lay eggs in like a trail, and then those egg sacs hatch, itchy, and then they create lots of little other baby scabies that go and they like.
How do you get rid of
nest.
them? Like a cream or?
You have to like bag your clothes for 2 weeks. You have to put this like toxic cream all over your body for a while. It's zero fun.
How'd you get them? Sex?
No, I was like staying at some hippie's house. It's like these hippie. I used to smoke. I mean, still everything, but like I hate to talk about things like I used to do, but it's active. But no, like in my that's what it looks like. I just stayed at their house, and she had like a ferret that hadn't been demusked.
Oh,
and so it just created all kinds of like hippie bug problems.
Did you move out after you got scabies?
Oh no, I was just there for like one night.
Oh, you got scabies in one night?
Oh yeah.
Oh my!
Do they jump from person to person?
Oh, they can jump like meters.
Oh
no! Wow.
Yeah. And what's terrible about getting something like that, or probably crabs, I imagine too, is that you probably have like you think you have phantom scabies or phantom crabs for the rest of your life.
Forever.
You know, like it's like I see it. I think I have.
Or you look at a mosquito bite and you go like, oh my God, they're back. They're back. No, you scratch your whole arm.
Scabies probably are like bed bugs. Like I've never had bed bugs, but that's the horrifying one.
Same.
Like you have the clothes, and I think with the same thing, with crabs, you got to wash them in really, really hot water.
Yeah.
You're
wash
interrupting
your sheets.
There's some hammering going on that you're interrupting.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There's a what?
Hammering?
Hammering.
Somebody's hammering right outside the studio.
You guys have had it, huh?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't bother me at all.
Fucking had it.
Makes him crazy.
It makes me, I'm going out of my mind.
I'm so sorry
No,
that
it's
you
okay.
feel this
No,
way.
I hope it actually happens for a year.
So, you said that you're still like, let's not talk about things in the past as if they're in the past. We're still doing them.
Yeah.
Do you feel like as an adult, as you've gotten out of some of your youth, you've figured out how to incorporate these hobbies?
Yeah.
Into
my extracurricular activities.
You've incorporated your extracurriculars into your life in a way that is more productive, and you don't end up in scenarios where you have setbacks like scabies or gonorrhea.
So I think that the part of it is like it's the harm reduction model. It's figuring out how to do things in a way that don't destroy your life.
Right.
Having something that you care about probably helps.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I've been a comic now for about 12 years, and it became.
Are you married?
I am.
Oh, you are. Mm-hmm.
But it became instantaneously important for me. I was like, I don't want to ever fuck up comedy. I don't want to be able to not go back to a club or feel like, you know what I mean? Like, so that creates a certain boundary. So I'm not going to get all screwed up on a night that I have to work. You know?
Right. Because a lot of guys do go on fucked up, and they're okay on the early show, but by like the fucking Friday 10 o'clock show, they're finished.
I've done that. I've made that mistake. You know what I mean? But like, I made that mistake.
You recognize it's a mistake. I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
How did you know it was time for a relationship?
The right person came along. I was in no rush to.
Where'd you meet? You might have told us. I don't remember.
He was my my roommate who drank himself to death. I love him very. And that's another way you learn.
Yeah,
is by losing people you love. His brother, that roommate's brother, was my husband's best friend growing up since they were like 2.
Oh, so you met through.
Wow.
So there's like social accountability there. I think that's always a good sign is like when you swim in the same waters. If one of you fucks up, you're kind of everybody else saw it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Witnesses.
Yeah.
So you're on like better behavior. I think it's like when you meet a stranger, things can go haywire.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, you can fall into
nobody knows this person. You don't their friends are going to have their back. But when you share, like.
But then again, if you break up, it sucks because then who keeps the friends? And every friend reminds you of your person. Like,
yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So you meet this, or you start dating or whatever, and you just lose the desire to do all the wacky shit you were doing before.
I still do all the wacky shit I did before, but like I do it in like a contained way,
right?
And like and I don't take out crazy shit on my partner because I love this person. They're a good person. They don't deserve my like rancor. I don't have to be an awful person to them. Yeah, I still take acid. I still eat mushrooms and go to the Met. I would take ecstasy right now. I would absolutely take Molly right
next
now.
time Moran's in, can we get some ecstasy?
I would absolutely eat Molly and then come in here like an hour into
How
it.
would you be on Molly?
I would love
that. Friendlier?
Yeah, yes.
I'd be so nice. I would probably be like, you guys are actually pretty. Like I would be relaxed. It would be lovely.
I don't want to encourage drug use, but if if the next time you do the show, if you wanted to do some Molly right before you came in.
If I could find it, that's the other thing is that like, when I was like fully in the mix, like when I was partying all the time, I was a raver for God's sake. Like, I could look at literally any one of my friends and be like, clap, clap.
Troy's a DJ. You can find some Molly?
I mean, I'm sure I could. I think you should try candy flipping.
Tell me what candy
flipping.
What's candy flipping?
It's acid and ecstasy at the same time.
Really?
You've done that?
Of course I have. I've done that in the woods, and I've done it in like huge quantities with some of my favorite DJs playing maybe a mile away.
How does it make you feel?
It's definitely the volume is turned up on life, right? But also there's you have a huge neurochemical sort of dopamine dump. So it's like there's good feeling, but then you're seeing things in vivid detail.
Have you had a bad trip on acid?
Fuck yeah.
What's it feel like?
Lots of in the beginning, I used to have lots of bad trips.
I never did acid. So,
it was just like emotional shit and feeling really bad for myself. And like, it wasn't necessarily like ooby scooby, like everything is all like the walls are melting and everything's bad. I certainly had friends turn into killer clowns, but that's, that's happening to me right now.
Yeah.
But no, it was emotional shit.
Have you been on a trip where you're like, I'm stuck here, I need to get out of this feeling?
Back in the day, and now when I take psychotropics, I honestly just have a good time.
Right.
I usually will go to the Museum of Natural History and be like, jellyfish. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe you're a happier person now.
Yeah,
I am a little more comfortable in your own skin.
There's a lot less I think super ego, fear, my parents being this idea that somehow I'm disappointing someone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I used to carry a lot more of that in my 20s, and now I'm just it's my life.
Right, you just truly don't care.
I truly zero fucks given.
Yes,
you don't care.
Isn't that a beautiful place?
It really is. And
I can only imagine.
And that's that's why people are like, oh, I wish I could be young again. It's like, nope, not, and get all those fucks back. Absolutely not.
You love this part of your life better than any part of your life.
Probably. I mean, I was pretty. I mean, I was weapons grade beautiful in my 20s. I was fucking straight dudes. I would be like him, and take home a Green Beret, that kind of.
Wow.
Wasted at a bar, be like, I'm taking home the soldier, and then take home the soldier.
Wow.
But,
so you were pretty enough that if a guy had even just the slightest amount of curiosity,
breaking spirits,
you
left
got
and
it.
right.
You got it.
If he ate hot dogs, you owned them.
100%. 100%. It was a great time in that regard.
Right.
Which is also why I don't feel this tremendous sense of urgency to do that now. I did it. I did it.
You did. Do you ever wish you could take your mind now and put it in that body and go oh my God, the things we could get done. I'd be a superhero.
Theory, sure. Or I wish I had started comedy 10 years earlier or something.
Right.
But again, I was too busy getting fired. I'm glad I didn't start comedy 10 years earlier. Otherwise, there would be you
would have fucked it up.
A trail of corpses. I'd have fucked it up. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, it's I think I did it in the right order. I partied while I was young. I broke all the dishes. I acted a fool. And now I'm older. I can manage things. I have a partner who I'm loyal to and I love very much. I know how to get some on the side without ruining, Christmas.
Yeah.
No.
Does he care if you do?
No, absolutely not.
Oh my God, you
Will
figured
you
it
tell
out.
him?
Huh?
You'll tell him when you come home?
I probably won't tell him when I come home, but if it comes up, I'll be like, yeah, I was doing this 2 months ago.
And he won't.
I'm trying not to,
Will he get mad?
No.
Wow.
No, I respect him. I respect his ego. I want him to feel good. I'll bring home that good sexy horniness and take it out on him. And I want him. The idea of me being the last thing he fucks is the saddest. That is sadder than a strip club on Father's Day. That is the worst fucking thing in the world. Of course he should fuck something else.
So you don't. That's not. You guys just don't get jealous of each other.
I would be thrilled.
Yeah.
You don't get jealous. Wow.
I don't. I really don't.
So it's an open. It's an open relationship with respect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very evolved of you.
It's so crazy. I'll read I read Reddit. I read it.
See, that's where you're not as evolved.
Yeah. Oh no. I am a
Reddit.
monkey. I'm picking nits and eating them. But people are constantly writing about jealousy and relationships that are falling apart because I found out she cheated and I'm gonna fucking divorce her and leave her and all. It's Jesus Christ over that. Over over sex. Like, and honestly, like, have you only beat off to one person your entire life?
No,
Do
lots
you know
of
what?
people.
Yeah.
I hope you get to fuck everything you've ever beat off to.
I appreciate that.
genuinely
Thank
do.
you.
You know what I mean?
Thank
like,
you.
I would,
My wife doesn't share those sentiments.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope she does too.
I've asked. No, I hope
Yes.
not.
I hope she, but I really do. I think that, like, why wouldn't you
does.
want
You do.
to?
Yep.
Why wouldn't you want to taste all the fruits you heard about? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's Jim's philosophy.
Yeah, but what if they like the other fruit better? I mean, typically mine is not great.
Right. So that's the great concern, right? That with you have this physical attraction, and that truly is fine. If all you're doing is fucking somebody, it's like, really, what harm does it do? But you're not in control of your emotions all the time, and sometimes you get wrapped up in your emotions, and this person that you have this lust for, all of a sudden, you develop a little crush on them. You start to like their personality. Like, what do you do? If you're sitting there, you're hooking up with this dude, you're like, I'm keeping it respectful. This is just getting my horniness out on you, and then I'm going to go home. And you go, wait, I have some little feelings for you here.
So the way me and my guy got together is he said to me one day, I want to build a life with you. He didn't say, I want you to be my husband. He said, I want to build a life with you. And that's exactly what it is. It's a partnership. We're building a life together. We're saving up. We're going to buy a house together. We might like steal a kid at some point.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that's building a life with someone. I'm not going to destroy this project that I have going with this person.
Will you cut yourself
where we're
off?
Totally open.
If you go, I'm developing feelings for this person. I'm not in control of that. It's just how I feel. Will you go, I'm not going to hook up with that person anymore because it's not just physical. Or it just hasn't come up.
That hasn't happened. I haven't like run into someone where I'm like, oh, this is bigger than the entire life that I'm building with this other person.
I see. So the life that you're building with the other person is so strong, it just like doesn't.
Why would I fuck up this incredible thing that I've got?
Well, that's
with,
logic,
like,
though. Sometimes your emotions.
Person I've ever met, like, you know, it's like underwear, feet, farting. You know
like
what I
that.
mean? Grilling, cooking, great life, 2 great dogs. Do you know what I
But
mean?
you may want to start fucking somebody else more.
Sure. And what if I did that? What if I started fucking someone else?
I mean, more than your partner.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Like I would still go home to my partner and love him. It's not going to I'm not going to suddenly resent this person or develop contempt for my partner because I'm enjoying someone else.
As long as the partner never says, "Hey, I'm insecure. You got to stop."
If he were to say I'm insecure, I would absolutely listen to that because I care about this person.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Look how
like,
evolved
I'm
you
not
are.
a
Look at
shitty
you.
person.
Look how in control and evolved you are.
I'm just not. I don't have. It's not a bullshit relationship. I'm not doing it to make someone else happy.
Right.
This is someone I like.
But you hear, I mean, so often these open relationships, that's where they get messy, is that people aren't in full control of how they feel and their emotions, and
or they're trying to upgrade and shit.
Or
Right, and one partner
upgrade.
starts liking the person they're fucking more than their partner at home.
Or somebody misjudges where their level of security is. All of a sudden, this thing, I thought I would be secure forever, but for some reason, that person makes me insecure. I don't know what it is. That person makes me insecure.
I've eliminated people.
You have.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because
But,
he
like,
asked you to?
No, because I don't like them. Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
like from
if
his life.
If I think that there's someone who like has like a weird or nefarious energy about them,
Right.
but I would have gotten rid of them anyhow.
Because there are people that will come in and go like, "Oh, open relation. Well, I'm gonna steal you."
Yes.
Well, yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
You smell it out.
As in, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, but I would do that anyhow.
Right.
If somebody came into like if somebody comes and sits at the comics table who has the wrong energy, I'm going to alienate them in minutes.
Right.
In minutes.
Right.
You know, it's not that's just, you know, being a person.
You don't always need to. Well, let's give him the benefit of a doubt. It's like, no, I know.
No, you're
I
being
know.
weird. Away
Right.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Right though?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
You've never been able to pull off an open relationship like that, have you?
on my end, it's been great. Sure have.
Yeah, I would want.
I don't know if you always do it with respect.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah,
Yeah.
honesty. No.
No.
Well, we get to be disrespectful to the other people.
I see. Oh, that's great. So you get to fuck this person.
Sure.
And then you get to go home and talk shit about them?
If I wanted to.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Do you guys tell each other dirty details or no?
We have.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just be like,
always, I don't think.
You know this dude that you saw and you thought he's got the smallest dick you've ever seen in your life.
Well,
That's so much fun.
Dude. Yeah, it's like I just traveled I took 3 different trains for a dick you wouldn't believe it. You know what I mean? A strawberry and a patch of weeds. What the fuck?
Can you look at each other's text messages?
I've grabbed his phone for play. And then been like, I can't believe you said this, and it'll be something totally innocent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's play. I swear to God.
Look at you.
It's like if you
you're living the dream.
But it's like if you're not having fun with your partner and you don't like this person, or if you have a sense of contempt, or it seems like you're about to be devalued anyway, you're with the wrong person.
Right.
Why would I build a life with someone who I'm nervous about?
And you're smart because you don't have that desire. You don't have to build a life with somebody. You're choosing to. You could build a life all by yourself if you wanted to.
If I lost comedy, I'd be very sad.
Right.
If I lost Noah, I'd fucking move on.
Wow.
There's a life purpose, and then there's a life partner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like that's a sense of purpose. Is
do you go to therapy?
Sure. Yeah.
So is that how
I go to the therapist that all the comics go to. I'm that idiot.
I know who he is.
Yeah.
But does that help center you? You seem very centered.
Talking. Yeah. But I mean, I've also gone to therapy when I first started going to therapy because I had a weird childhood. I was definitely beat up. It was a lot of weird stuff. I'm an immigrant, all of that. But I sometimes would just go to the therapist and be like, fuck for like 40 minutes. Just literally just saying fuck. And now I actually just go and talk and it's
more casual.
Once a week. It's like a casual sort of like upload.
I like my guy too. It helps to have somebody who's you think of at weird times, like, oh yeah, I can't yell or I can't be an angry dick. I think of something that the person said that makes sense. That's a good therapist. They just say something that kind of just fucking clicks in your head a week later. Oh yeah, I mean, consider that. That's all.
It's also like if you were if you're hiring a prostitute, right? Like hopefully you're not going to have vanilla sex with a prostitute. Maybe you will. Maybe that's exactly what you want. But it's like you would go for something extra. Like I once hired a man to slap me while I was blowing him because I'd never wanted to have that.
You should have grown up where I did.
You should have been a Catholic. I didn't necessarily want to negotiate that with someone I was having random sex with.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to hire this old dude to fucking whack me while I'm blowing him. And he boxed my ears and it was pointless. I was like, here's your money, out with you.
You didn't like it?
No, it wasn't for me. He didn't do it right. But but again, so that was like a boutique experience that I was willing to pay for. And I think therapist is a similar thing. It's a boutique conversation. It's not what I'm saying to my best friend. It's not what I'm saying to my partner. It's a specific kind of outlet.
Yeah.
You know, for communicative. Does that make any sense?
100%, yes.
Yeah.
I gotta piss.
Yeah, I was about to say, we'd love for you to stick around for another break.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Miran is here. You can go to his website, themiran.com, MEHRAN, or follow on Twitter at MiranX. And Jim, you going to be in the Borgata?
Borgata July 5th, Montreal the 27th. I'm going to the bathroom.
We got a lot more to unpack with Miran.
Yup.
Stay tuned.
One of the biggest ones. Yeah, that's a great one.
I think that album was just all singled out. That was that additional little album that she attached to the first album that had Bad Romance and all.
Telephone, remember? Wasn't that on that?
I don't like Telephone nearly as much.
But the audience freaked out for it last night.
They did. Teeth is better.
Did she do the R. Kelly one, the song that she originally did with
She
R.
didn't do
Kelly?
that one.
No, she didn't.
No, she
do
skipped
what you
it.
want with my body.
No, she skipped the R. Kelly one. No, we don't talk about R. Kelly so much anymore. No, we don't.
Yeah, play this for a second. This is better, I think.
It's just, Teeth is a great song, and it never was a single.
No, I know.
Don't be scared.
Yeah, I don't know why this one never caught on.
Because it wasn't a single. It wasn't released for radio. This album, it just had so many singles on it that they were done selling albums.
I guess they were just finished.
Yeah, it was like, we can't just keep promoting the same album.
She makes me nervous now. After A Star Is Born, seeing her in the audience at the Oscars and stuff, being like, oh, Meryl! You know what I mean? It just felt very...
Detached?
Yep. I think detached is the
She was talking and giving inspirational words yesterday. Although I found myself uninspired, it was still good to I look into your eyes and I see myself. What?
There is
absolutely terrifying.
There's something about having her go on stage, right? And she was doing this last night, and she's saying, you know, people told me I would never make it. And it's like, but you made it 10 years ago.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
You've made it for so long.
You're not boosting me up.
You made it with like Ace of Base covers. Like her
right.
entire first album was like all the beats were from Ace of Base.
But when you're sitting there going like, you know, people told me I would never make it, and here I am. You're like, yeah, but that's the story from before. What have you been doing for the last 10 years?
Well, and that's the only thing I like about her. It's like for the last 10 years, she's been taking like, you know, piano lessons, voice lessons, acting lessons. She never stopped with the lessons. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, Lindsay Lohan, you know, she got her first Disney movie, and then she's like, fuck it, I'm drinking for the rest of the ride.
I figured it out. I'm done.
I'm done. I'm done evolving as an artist.
I've reached the pinnacle. Parent Trap.
Yeah, done. But Gaga has at least like worked on.
Yeah, she really has, and she's a decent actress. I mean, she was good in American Horror Story. I didn't see.
She's great in American Horror Story. I did not even sort of like the Star Is Born movie.
I didn't see it.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
but the song is great.
I didn't love
Shallow
the song. It was okay. It was okay. Speechless is better.
You
It's better.
Here's the thing. You didn't give Shallow a fair chance because you were a little butthurt that there was no Speechless.
Yes, I was.
You mentioned Speechless,
I was annoyed.
which is maybe my favorite song.
I was annoyed.
With you. But you mentioned it like 9 times.
It's not right.
And I told you it's not that big of a song.
Are you right? You're probably right.
But you were still a little butthurt.
the
I'm gonna watch
degree
this.
to which you two are talking Gaga and no Gaga,
We're little monsters.
With me in the room, knowing nothing.
We're little monsters.
I'm
We
very
certainly are.
impressed.
Yeah.
I want to see Stars Born just for Dice because he was so apparently very good in it.
Sure, he was.
And
he played her dad.
Yeah, he was great in it. He was great in it.
I loved Dice growing up.
Me
so
too.
Much, so much.
Are you going to see him and Roseanne are touring? That's going to be a great, isn't that a great
Fantastic
tour
tour.
idea?
I'm desperate to interview Roseanne, so I'm starting a new podcast, and it's called Messy, and it's very specifically about just like big problems and messes that have sort of come up.
And you're gonna solve them?
No, no. If anything, it's more like sort of like playing in the slop,
right?
Like hooray!
Right.
Like we don't have to solve these things for them to be okay.
But isn't it a mess?
It's a huge mess.
Right.
Also, it's about like naming names, and I like
love it.
The feeling around like how Becky like took her show and like this sort of like, and then she's going on The View and all of the moral posturing. It all makes me very nervous.
I love it.
Yeah.
So speaking of messes, have you heard the newest Trump accuser?
The newest, yeah, I've heard a little bit.
Yeah, so E. Jean Carroll, who I guess is a writer.
By the way, the quote they're attributing to her is being taken a little incorrectly.
What was the quote? On Anderson?
But there's a little. It's not quite what she was saying
From Anderson Cooper. What? Have you seen it?
No, but I read it, and I know what you mean by it. Yeah.
Well, we'll watch it.
Yeah.
She's a writer who she's got a book coming out about how Donald Trump sexually assaulted her, like real sexually assaulted. She was on Anderson Cooper last night, and I think in this moment she might have ran out of steam on her train. It was just one. It was one of those moments where you go like, "Oh wait."
Yeah, in a world of cancelable offenses, this is
Is this who we're? So here's what she said as she's talking to Anderson Cooper last night on CNN.
Don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished, which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
Yeah, no, I know what she's saying. She's not saying it's sexy. She's saying that most people think of rape in this pin you down fantasy way that people fantasize about, because she said they think of the fantasy. She's not saying she does. She's saying this wasn't a sexual act. It hurt.
That's not how people think of rape.
I think she's saying that people
think of rape as violent.
But that's the thing. Instead of like, sort of like there being this pause, this gap in anyone talking after the word violent, the word was sexy.
Sexy.
So she's like, I think people think rape is sexy. And then nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like that nothing was terrifying.
What are we saying here? That's not how people feel.
I think she's saying people downplay it. I think she's saying that people downplay rape, and they look at the fantasy, hold me down. They're not looking at what it really is. Maybe she didn't say it perfectly, but that's I think the point she was trying to make.
Not right.
Maybe whether she's right or wrong, but I think that's the point she was trying to make, is that it's not this, like, people look at rape as like this fantasy thing that happens, because a lot of women have the fantasy and couples will do it, but she's saying with her, it wasn't even sexual, it just hurt.
I think there are probably more
That's
people who look at rape as a bad thing than have rape fantasies.
Probably correct.
Well, and also she's trying, I think she's like, it's not about like, boners and copulation, that it's an act of violence is what she's, I think, hopefully. And this is one of the things.
But here's where she's thrown off, because she may be trying to say that, but she's acting like people don't feel that way. And I think that the vast majority of people look at rape as a violent crime.
I agree. I don't think that she's necessarily in touch. The thing is that, like, if she were to be super media trained and have all of these sort of bullet point sort of, be ready to be interviewed and say all the right things.
Like one should when they go on CNN to promote a book.
I hear you 100%. Yes. But then then we end up in a world where everybody is all bullet pointed out and everything is very
well. Let me ask you this: as somebody who's a columnist, a writer by trade, I feel like mastering the language is something that she should be able to do.
But she didn't say it that wrong. I mean, she
sounds so far out of touch.
She wasn't 100% correct, but she probably would have written it the same way. Like, for her, sometimes you say something and it's not 100% correct, but judging by everything else that she was talking about, it's not that far-fetched that I know what she was trying to say.
But if you were in Anderson Cooper's seat, you could have gotten her to the right. I think,
of course, but he panicked.
Point.
And it's like, why did he panic? Because she's on the wrong side of the narrative, or she's like she's saying something that's like, why wouldn't you expand on that?
Probably because he just doesn't have the Jim and Sam schedule of we can go to break whenever we want.
But
so he's got like
you can ask a follow-up question to rape is sexy.
He's got like 30 seconds before he's got to go to commercial, and he's like, I got 30 seconds to explain why she just said rape is sexy.
Or is he creating a viral moment on purpose? I mean, like, he's not necessarily
okay, we're dipping into Madon conspiracy world.
It's not conspiracy world. It's just like what's going to get him the most hits? Is it going to be him helping this lady into making the right, soundbite, or is it going to be him sort of cutting to commercial when this lady just buries herself?
She did bury herself. I think that she's scary out of touch.
Maybe.
Rewind just a little bit, Troy, because as they're going to break, she comes across. She just comes across really weird.
Yeah, she's
really,
she's in her
really
70s, right?
Weird.
Yeah, the skin.
It is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
Oh, shit.
And
she's a little loopy, a little out of touch. She's older.
And he kind of giggles on the way to commercial break because he just doesn't, for the first time, like, we're getting New Year's Eve Anderson Cooper on CNN Tonight Anderson Cooper.
How old is she? She's an old, she's in her 70s.
71, I think.
Yeah, all right. So she's, didn't say it right.
She's been refreshed. There's the skin is very refreshed. There's some stuff going on there.
An older lady.
But she's
allowed to be.
I think she's beautified herself a little bit because she's like, okay, this is my moment. I'm going to do this TV press. I'm going to get my book out. Yeah. And she's like, I think but
you're fascinating to talk to. Her teeth are clenched. She's like,
And Anderson's just like,
she is looking good. I mean, for however old she is.
71. She's looking great for 71.
Super. Yeah.
Except then she says stuff, and you're like, oh my God.
It's what's on the forefront of her thoughts. I
think Anderson Cooper, his moment when he kind of giggles at the end and is obviously, this is as uncomfortable as I've ever seen Anderson Cooper going to break outside of New Year's Eve. I think his moment is, we should not have this person on the show right now. This person is not.
Did she expand on it when she came back, or clarify it, or clean it up?
Not that I've seen at all.
What'd she do, Travis?
I think they moved on. They moved on to something entirely
sexy
different.
Rape.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
Look,
what
you
did they
can't.
come back to?
What are you? He's got all he's got to do. Even if she's saying, I think people think that rape is a sexual thing. Like, people don't think that more than people think that rape is violent.
Is an act of violence. Yeah.
That's not.
It's not in touch. It's not an in touch thing to say.
Yeah, it's very far out of touch.
But it's the way that
and the language for somebody who is a writer by trade is like, what is going on with this?
She's probably
woman?
trying to say something of the fact that people sexualize rape when they shouldn't, because it's not about that. Because for her, it was just painful. That's my guess. She just didn't say it right. I mean, we all, when you're talking a live moment, we all say things in a way we shouldn't say them, or you think you're expressing it a certain way. And I mean, the beauty is it's not rehearsed, and that's what you said. Like, you don't get a bunch of sound bites. But yeah, she probably could have said that better.
You get sound bites.
No, but we're not. Yeah,
sometimes
bullet points. I should have bullet points.
Bullet points.
See,
Right.
I just said it wrong.
Right.
I just said it
but
wrong.
that's different. I mean, you saying confusing sound bites and bullet points, and this lady confusing rape is sexy with.
Like when the headline came out this morning, I was like, oh, this is so gotcha.
Yeah.
It's not this isolated that she's like, I think it's sexy.
Exactly. That's the point.
And then you go
it's just so amplified the way she says it. It's like, I see why it's a headline.
Like, you kind of go, what is CNN supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
Right? Because you're right. Usually they'll take something and they'll spin it and you'll go, wait.
Yeah.
As we break this down, we see what's really going on here. But then sometimes something like this happens and you go, yeah, you can't fault the reporting.
Well, and it's a pity because it's, you would hope that a Trump accuser would.
Maybe there is a story to tell here, right?
Well, I think clearly there's still a story, but it's been completely, all the air's been let out.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah. And I know that a bunch of newspapers were getting criticized because they weren't giving her proper time of day in terms of where they were reporting this. I think like the New York Times reported it in the books section as opposed to on the front page. But I think that's also because they were trying to verify the stories. They can't just...
And where do you put it in the queue of Trump stories? Do you put it with the, ICE agents who left the kids in the van for 36 hours?
Right.
Do you put it in like a threatening war with Iran? Do you put it against climate change denial? Where does it
Mike
land?
Pence blaming the Democrats' slow action for them making the kids sleep on the concrete.
Which story?
Right.
Which story do you
I
run
didn't.
with?
I didn't like that she says she didn't press charges, or she's not going to because, or she doesn't want to press charges because it would be disrespectful to the women who are being raped at the border. Shut up.
That's what this
That's
woman
a
said.
terrible reason.
Yeah.
It's disrespect. Why?
Yeah. I think that the reason...
It's silly.
I think your Sandy Duncan haircut is disrespectful, ma'am. Ma'am.
She's still
Sandy
alive?
Duncan.
She alive?
I'm not sure.
Sandy Duncan?
I'm a terrible gay researcher.
Her and her glass eye.
You probably didn't realize you were jumping on Jim and Sam this morning to drop Sandy Duncan references.
She's 70. She looks pretty fucking good
She's
for
still
70.
in the
right?
game? Atta girl.
She's around. What did she do? Did she do Mary Poppins, or what did she do?
Peter Pan, question mark?
Oh, maybe.
I don't think she did Mary Poppins. That was
Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews.
Yeah, I thought she did a remake or something, but I guess not.
Is Julie Andrews still alive? Shit.
I certainly would hope
Is
so.
Annie still alive?
Wow, she took a huge break from 2001 to 2014, over 10 years without working. She hasn't done a whole lot in the 90s.
You talking about Sandy Duncan?
Of course, why wouldn't we be?
Well, yeah. It's a very hot topic.
I'm going to tell you guys something.
Yep.
You don't need to go on IMDb.
Oh, she was in Roots.
And verify the facts that Sandy Duncan hasn't done much since the early 90s.
Well,
nobody listening to the radio show is going, I'll bet she's been very busy.
Well, you never know.
I was just thinking about Sandy Duncan.
There's always some weird place these guys pop up. Sure. Like, you're like, they're not doing anything. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, she was a cartoon voice for 13 years.
Sure.
Or some weird thing that you don't expect. But I thought she did something else besides Roots. Like, I thought she did something that was kid-oriented. Maybe I'm wrong.
She did, I think, substituted, Valerie. when Valerie Harper, she asked for too much money, they were like, you're dead. In comes Sandy Duncan.
Right.
That's Hollywood.
Is that like when Three's Company made Suzanne Summers hang out in a room by herself?
Did they?
Oh my God. It was my favorite made-for-TV movie was the Three's Company story. If you go to like the later scenes of Three's Company, they get a new blonde.
Wait, it was Chrissy.
Then
was it Jenny or
Jenny? Yeah, Jessie Lee Harrison, Cindy Snow.
Right, so Cindy Snow comes in.
Mm-hmm.
They get this new blonde,
Terry,
to move in with the three, and Suzanne Summers' character moves to a different town, but they still have her under contract. She's got to be in the episodes. So all of her scenes are her calling the people in the apartment, and in real life she had to shoot all those scenes by herself, and it's just a one-room apartment set with her on the phone, looking like into camera, calling Jack and the rest of them.
Wait, why did they do that?
Because she was so difficult.
Oh,
she
was hard
wanted
to do.
equal pay.
I mean, that's their story was she was so they didn't like her. She was so difficult. She was, she wanted to be. She felt she was the star, and she was the person that was on all the posters.
But what an asshole to fuck up a great gig like that! Like so stupid.
She did just fine. She went into working out, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, and sold hormones, and she has all the cash.
And the Suzanne Summers workout tapes were
the Thigh Master.
Oh, Thigh Master. That was the George Foreman grill before the George Foreman grill.
Absolutely. She's had pajama money for 40 years.
Every 80s housewife had a Thigh Master.
Yep.
She was hot.
She was super hot. Everyone jacked it to Suzanne Summers.
God,
Everyone did.
And then there's always that one guy who wants to be different. I like Janet.
You did it.
Fucking hang yourself.
I liked Larry.
Yeah.
Did you like Larry Klein when he'd zip in with a funny remark and zip back out?
I think he just got Me Too'd.
No.
Yes, Larry from Three's Company got Me Too'd.
Well, he's an acting teacher. So I wonder if it was from somebody who was...
oh, come on. Not Larry.
I know. I wish it weren't true.
Yeah, she was very upset, Suzanne Summer was, with the rest of the cast of that show because they didn't have her back.
Yeah.
Wait, she was... when it came time for... Oh, this is 5th season negotiations in 1980. She asked for a pay hike from 30 to 150. Oh, all right.
Back then. 150 back then.
Oh my God, that's like.
It would be equal to what
it's bigger than Friends money.
John Ritter was making that. Alan Alda and MASH and Carol O'Connor were being paid on lower rated shows, and she wanted 10% of the show's profits. Forget it.
10% of the yeah. She did. She shouldn't get, but
they offered her $5,000 more. What dicks? What fucking dicks?
Well, they knew they had her.
5,000 more.
Yeah.
She boycotted the 3rd and 4th shows of the new season, the recurrence of an all back injury. She finished the remaining season of her contract, but her role was decreased to 60 seconds per episode and shot separately. Wow.
Yeah, they thought they were like, okay, we're going to bury you. We're going to make you look like a fool on this show. You're going to spend a minute in this box by yourself. And then she left and did just fine.
Exactly. John Ritter's dead. Janet's talking to herself, and Joyce DeWitt is inside. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that Suzanne Summers is the big winner here.
She won.
Right. You could have made the argument for John Ritter, but not anymore.
No, it's been a while. It's been a while since you can say that John Ritter came out on top.
I mean, his kid is doing well, but that's not.
Sure.
But that's not.
Is that Jason Ritter?
Jason
is that
Ritter,
right? Yeah.
But
But
that's not John.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
Doesn't count.
It's not the same.
No,
my
lineage.
dog could be having a great day. If I get in an accident, I'm fucked.
ABC were such cunts because they called her husband the night before and they said they're going to hang a nun in the marketplace and the nun is Suzanne. The network was willing to do this because earlier the women on Laverne and Shirley got what they asked for and the network wanted to put a stop to it. They'd destroy the chemistry on Company to make a point. So they had her clumsy cousin, typical network jerk off move, Cindy Snow.
They like to flex the power.
But it was, and it's like it never worked the same.
No, of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. Kevin in New York has the answer to the question that literally everybody is
Morning, guys.
What's going on, Kevin?
Yeah, she went nowhere.
Sandy Duncan was the spokesperson for the most boring cracker in the world, Triscuits.
That's right, a Triscuit, a fucking nice piece of wheat cracker, a wheat cracker, a knitted wheat cracker.
That's right, a little salt on
Not
them?
my favorite. No.
No. Triscuits are terrible.
Oh,
the shredded wheat. It's not a delicious cracker.
Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins. You
I'm
fucking pile of shit on the phone.
It was not Triscuits. It was Wheat Thins.
I'm here for Wheat Thins.
Yeah,
I really am.
Troy just knew that off the top of his head. By the way, he's like, "Bro, it was Wheat Thins."
Let's hear this.
It's the same company.
Better, but I was eating Wheat Thins before people knew why they were baked and not fried. Now everybody knows who needs a greasy chip, right? Besides, Wheat Thins are delicious.
Wheat.
Delicious is still in, isn't it?
Ew.
I hate the bite.
Yeah.
The little nip on the tip.
Yeah.
But and whenever I see something like that, I always wish that she was just like, and Wheat Thins cured my bacterial vaginosis. I want so badly for things to go left.
I can see out of both eyes now.
I feel bad watching commercials like this. I feel like
her hairdo.
Sandy Duncan probably didn't want to do Wheat Thins commercial.
They probably paid her a lot though.
Get money,
Yeah,
bitch.
I guess so.
I want these women to get money.
I guess so. You're probably right.
After Roots, this is 4 years after
That's
Roots.
what I mean. She probably thought that after Roots it was all going to be great and that it was going to be Wheat Thin
Give
commercials.
me some water. I want some water.
I can't imagine she played a much beloved character on Roots.
Was she not one of the
She
heroes?
was the white girl who
She
was.
was not one of the
She was the
heroes.
white girl who was friends with Leslie Uggams, who played Kizzy, and then Kizzy spit in her water. It's a very famous scene.
Sounds famous.
Very famous scene. You don't know that scene?
No.
Kizzy. Just put Kizzy spit. She fucking made her. Come on, that's a very, very famous scene.
This is
in
how we
Roots.
learn. This is how culture gets handed.
This is Jim is like one of those Native
Is she in
Americans with the
blackface?
talking sticks,
Did I
passing
just-
down the tales.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is like a Native American
This is
learning
like a-
circle.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay,
You don't,
this
have,
is,
to watch the whole, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Just get up to the part where she asked her to make, because they were childhood friends.
I see.
And then she pulls up.
This is when they didn't know how to do like base makeup.
They
for black
did not,
people.
yeah. and or aging. They didn't know how to
Or
age you
aging
properly.
makeup.
right.
Yeah.
Missy Ann Reynolds. Missy.
I mean,
Nobody's called me Missy for over
oh my
30
God, the
years.
makeup is horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But my maiden name was Reynolds.
I mean,
yes.
can you? I mean, she spits
doesn't-
in her water.
She doesn't remember Kizzy.
No, I mean, do we have to watch her spitting in the water? Can we take your word for it?
I get the
I'll
sense
watch it.
she's holding some kind of mug, and then what? She spits in the water
Yeah.
so that the black lady has to drink her spit.
No, the black lady spits in her water.
Oh,
This is the original
it's
shit in a
revenge.
pie.
Shit in a pie. It's the
This
original.
was
shit
a
in
very
pie.
famous scene. I mean, people who are
I
younger
never
don't remember.
rootsed.
You never roots?
I couldn't. It was like when I first came to America, I needed things to be colorful. Like,
Well, this was.
I need like Spider-Man and his amazing friends
Yeah.
colorful. I needed like a break.
Nice.
I just
You
like
needed
escaped
nice.
an Islamic revolution. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to take
Oh,
on
you wanted
another-
happy.
I wasn't ready to take on another country's pain.
When you came here and you saw this was going on here and the pain that America was dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
did you think to yourself like, oh, everybody's going through it, or did you think to yourself, this is nothing compared to what I've seen?
I was like, they could do better in terms of production value.
I see.
Do you know?
I see. So it was more.
That's what I thought. I was like, put some money into it. This was, looking at Three's Company. Three's Company was this colorful show, orange walls, blondes with tits, roller skating, happy.
Right.
I was like, where's that in the Roots story?
I see.
Well, you could look for it. Depends on where you are politically. I mean, a lot of people may have found this to be the whole thing inspirational.
Sure.
The first half.
I imagine any number of people felt good about Roots.
It does depend on which half you like, right?
It does, yeah.
Yes, yes. Different things for different people.
Yeah.
I caught up to it. Don't get me wrong. But
They redid this. But the original had everybody in it.
It sure did.
Every star, fucking Ed Astor, Mike Brady played a slave owner.
Yeah.
Like, a plantation owner. Nobody
Yes.
could believe Mr. Brady. Because he had the later season curly hair, owned a plantation.
Yeah.
It was,
Fucking-
it's like the
He
TV
did, yeah.
event of the decade.
It was, yeah.
right?
This was a big fucking
Yeah,
show.
Roots was a big deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. James Evans.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they you're right.
Good looking. Yeah.
He's still around. We've interviewed him. Yeah, he's still
Amazing.
He's still. I saw him do a play next to the Comedy Cellar.
I heard that they didn't bring him back for the new Coming to America. He played Mr. McDowell in the original Coming to America, and I heard that they didn't bring back Mr. McDowell.
I wonder why. Is Eddie Murphy in the new one, or is it just a whole?
I
Is it
believe-
just Jermaine?
I think
Eddie Murphy's
I think
in
Eddie
it.
Murphy's involved. Yeah, and I think Arsenio's in it too. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's a remake.
John Amos. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a continuation. I think it's Coming to America 2. But I don't think it's been filmed yet.
No, it hasn't. They
Yeah.
just announced Jermaine.
Jermaine. Oh, okay.
Maybe Prince Hakeem has a son
Has
or
a
something.
son. They always
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
It's always a kid. It's always some offspring moment.
Coming to
Yeah.
America holds up
Who's in
It's
the?
in
amazing
such a
film.
tremendous way.
Amazing
Like I've
film.
watched it super recently, and it's incredible.
Ain't nothing wrong with Coming to America. The royal penis is clean, Your Highness. Right? The whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Soul Glow? The
Yes.
Jerry
Yeah.
Curl? Yes, the activator?
It's
yes.
so great. It's so great.
How is John Amos not in it?
You would hope that he's going to be, right?
Yeah,
They haven't.
Lisa McDowell, everyone, but maybe they'll bring him in
They better.
unless they hated him.
Yeah, because all the originals.
Nobody hates John Amos. That's the other thing. That's what I heard.
Oh, fucking Sherwood Schwartz or whoever was doing Good Times didn't like him
Okay, this I wanna
because he
hear.
was difficult. He didn't like. He thought that JJ was a clown and yelling dynamite. And
I mean-
he wanted the scripts to be better. And yeah, they booted him.
They killed him, didn't
That's why they killed him off. Yeah.
Sure
Oh,
did
really?
kill him.
Because
car
he was
accident.
he
Yeah.
was pissed about
He
all the
was different.
JJ stuff.
Yeah, he was difficult. He's like,
The kid Dynamite.
Right, because he didn't want
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
sticky like lunchbox catchphrase.
He was
stuff.
tired of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's an actor's actor.
Right.
Right.
He wanted to do quality stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was,
He wanted to do Othello.
Yes.
He was Kunta Kinte's father.
Right.
Jesus, Toby, yes.
Right. But still, I mean, you can't come back to the McDonald's comparison scene is like one of the great scenes in movies.
Yeah.
100%.
They've got the Big Mac. We've got the Big Mick.
Yes.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions. They have a sesame seed bun. Our buns have no seeds.
It's amazing what we retain.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's incredible.
Louis Anderson was great in that. Samuel Jackson as the fucking as the guy robbing the place.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. That absolutely holds up.
It's one of those where you wonder if they really even need to revisit.
What are they doing? Is this like 20 years later or 30 years
I think
later?
my understanding is that it's some kind of a remake disguised as a sequel type of thing, like how Creed is really a Rocky remake, but because the original Rocky's in it and they do it, it's a sequel, it's a continuation of the universe.
So Jermaine,
but it's the same movie.
Jermaine will play
Prince Hakeem, I guess.
As a kid, or his son.
His son, I'm assuming.
Is that what they're doing?
Because Arsenio's in it, Eddie's in it, everybody's in it. So I'm assuming it's going to be the son.
What if they hooked up? What if after the cameras went off, it was just, for Pride Month, they had Hakeem.
Eddie Murphy and Arsenio home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could have been.
They were like, I'm tired of pretending.
Yeah.
There's a 31-year later sequel.
It's 31.
31 years.
What a random number.
In the sequel, Akeem learns about the long-lost son and must return to America to meet the unlikely heir to the throne of Zamunda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jermaine's going to be his son.
Oh, and they're going to go back to Africa, and there's going to be all that good Wakandan production, right? There's going to be.
What if they cross over with the Marvel Universe?
That would be. Now this is too good. Now I'm getting too happy. But they're going to give you that good African, production value.
Maybe that's why they don't have John Amos in it, because they're going back to Wakanda.
It's not a New York moment.
And he's not dead, Joe.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Joe in Jersey?
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Hello, sir. You're wrong.
Before you start.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, Jimmy. I know. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Sam. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi.
That's Miran.
Yes, he is. He's fucking dead. Didn't he die? I
No.
thought he did. I felt so bad.
No, that was on Good Times. He had a car accident. There's that famous. I'm looking. Can we look him up? John
James Evans died.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess he's 76.
James Evans died from Good Time. I'm so sorry.
The character
I'm very sorry.
But I actually think you're not wrong. Like, there was like a rumor that kind of went hand in hand with it. I think that because back in the day when you got fired from a show and they killed off your character, they didn't just stop there. They would try to, they went after Suzanne Summers. They tried to be like, the very fact that we're so ready to be like, oh, she was a cunt and she was super difficult to work with.
That's the narrative that gets pushed.
That's the narrative that gets pushed. And I imagine that they also said that John Amos was dead.
He's 79. So maybe he can't do it anymore. I don't know. I mean,
he's healthy. He's fit as a fiddle. I saw him on Wendy Williams.
Oh, okay. He seemed pretty lucid when we saw him. Maybe they'll bring him in. Maybe they'll find a way.
He's probably in better shape than Wendy Williams is right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Wendy.
Oh, the Mary Tyler Moore show. I forgot he played Gordy.
Another one. Maude. This guy was on everything. Sanford and Son, sure enough.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I hope they bring him. I won't see it if they don't bring him in.
Yeah.
You're going to strike?
We're boycotting.
I will not see it.
Yeah.
They got fucking James Earl Jones. How old is he? Is he 86?
James Earl Jones is still alive? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I thought I saw him in an airport in a wheelchair. Looked just like him, but I didn't know. So he was standing with someone outside the bathroom, and I just walked by and went, "Hey, James," but he didn't look, so I'm like, it's not him.
Dude, I don't know if I've clarified to you how much I enjoyed your impression of him to the point where you did it, right? And you did it on like a Thursday, and all weekend I was literally looking at my kids, and I was just looking at them going, "My dog has your ball.
Oh, yeah.
You won't get it back." It might be my favorite thing you've ever done.
Oh, thank you.
It was great. It was great.
He won me over in Conan.
I didn't see it.
James Earl Jones and Conan?
In the original Conan, Conan the Barbarian.
How have you not seen any of the classic shows that Jim has brought up, but you are like Conan is my
Brothers.
shit?
Oh, there he is. Oh, his hair is
older
good.
brothers. Yeah. Oh, his
my
hair
God.
is laid. And he was a priest of Set. And he fired the snake arrow and killed Valeria. See,
My
these are the
gosh.
things. And meanwhile, you guys are talking about Gaga. Like I'm bringing up Conan the Barbarian. You
Jim
guys
and I are millennials, though.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so
you are
you
what
know,
you are. You can't
we're just-
help it.
We're just millennials. so.
Bingo Lodge and the Traveling All Stars. Is that Richard Pryor?
What?
Bingo Lodge and the Traveling All-Stars, is that
Billy
a thing?
I think I could be saying that wrong. Bingo, something in the it's a hard name to remember. No, Bingo something.
And that's what? That's another James Earl Jones thing?
Yeah, James Earl Jones, Richard Pryor movie. I'm probably fucking it up.
The Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor
Bingo
Kings?
Long. Sorry, I said Bingo Lodge, yes.
The Bingo Long. Oh, I like that.
Yes, I said Bingo Lodge. Yeah, Bingo Long.
Bingo Long.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie.
What a pull.
I'll say bingo.
Yeah, Billy Dee Williams, James Earl Jones, Richard Pryor. It's a weird film. I don't remember what it was about. Baseball players. I think they played baseball.
See, I would never have watched a baseball
Yeah.
movie. I watched Major League because I remember there was a lot of crotch grabbing. That's just the truth.
And Major
I'm
League
being
is
completely honest.
I would say Major League is a comedy before it's a baseball
It
movie.
is, yeah. Sure. It's a comedy with baseball as the theme.
It's
Fuck
not
you, Jobu.
It's not exactly Field of Dreams, you know.
Yeah, Field of Dreams barely.
It's not Bull Durham.
No, but Bull Durham also was pretty testicular.
It's fairly well, baseball is a testicular sport.
It is a testicular sport.
You know, I think even Moneyball had a little bit of testicle in it.
It had ball in it.
Yeah, that's what they were referring to.
Moneyball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only have one. I call it my money ball.
You only have one?
Yeah. You know
Is that true?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
my body cannibalized one of my balls after birth.
No, that can't be true.
It's absolutely true.
Your own
And
body
then-
ate your ball?
Yes. And then when I was working at Harvard, I wasn't into my job.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out that my insurance would cover it and I would get medical time off, like paid leave, to get a fake nut.
Did you get one?
So I got a fake nut just for the time off and money. Just for the... So,
How long did it hurt after it was healing?
like slightly. You know, they cut open your scrotum, then they sew it onto your scrotum. But the thing was that they gave me a normal sized ball. They gave me like a medium.
Right.
And my other ball is tremendous. So I had to go back and get it upgraded. I got it upgraded right before I went to Coachella and saw Madonna.
Wow.
You felt embarrassed by the aesthetic of your one
It
fake
was
small...
so bizarre.
I
It was.
see.
It looked like a black eye or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when I went to Coachella, I wanted to get a medical marijuana license, and the guy was like, I don't know if you're like, there's a guy who comes into town on Thursdays. I was like, I don't have until Thursday. He was like, well, if you're willing to see an abortionist, I was like, sure, of course. Like, I want to go high five the abortionist for no other reason but to just thank him for his service. And then so I went to him, and then he felt my balls and was like, oh yeah, no, you could use a medical marijuana license. So an abortionist felt my balls. I got a medical marijuana license the day I got into California. And then I loaded. I bought something like $400 of medical marijuana, like random stuff.
You're like the Forrest Gump of debauchery.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I do run. I run until the braces come off, and then I do have sex with someone with HIV, but I'm on PrEP.
PrEP, so it's not a problem.
So it's not a problem.
Well, Moran, it's always great having you on the show.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime.
We love having you. Congratulations on being on the PrEP. We'd love to have you back soon so we could make sure that the PrEP is working.
See how my kidneys are doing.
See how your kidneys are doing, and we'd love to see you on drugs.
Love to.
So that
I'd
would
love
be
to be
great
back for all that.
for next time. Thank you for coming, man. Don't forget to follow Mehran on Twitter, MEHRANX, at MehranX, and themehran.com. Thanks, man.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
And Jim and me are sticking around. Well, yeah, what about Ringo's All-Star Band at the Apollo? I don't even think they could sell out the Apollo with free tickets.
You think they'd have to overbook?
Oh, yeah. We got a lot more listener seats available. Also, any employee who wants to go, just show up. The employee lottery is now, everybody's a winner who entered. It's incredible. Do you want to even mention this thing while we're waiting for Jesus
it's
and
just
Mero?
annoying. I mean, good for Louis Gomez.
So
the Brooklyn Bazaar is apologizing because Louis performed at the venue. Has that ever happened before?
The venue apologizing?
Has a fucking venue ever apologized because a band played there or a fucking hip hop artist played there? Like, it's insanity.
I don't know.
It's just insanity.
Louis J. Gomez obviously was one of the people who put together Skankfest, and they surprised everybody by having Louis C.K. show up and do a set. The comedy Twitter has been on fire since the weekend with people arguing back and forth about the merits of Louis C.K. And now Brooklyn Bazaar released a statement. Brooklyn Bazaar was the venue where Skankfest took place, and they put out a statement. We would first like to apologize to our community and staff for what occurred, and we would also like to apologize to the music department because they've put a lot of effort into making Brooklyn Bazaar a safe space with diverse programming. We will make sure to be more clear when discussing our guidelines and policies with outside events.
By the way, this was diverse programming. You let a Mexican guy on stage. It's perfect. That's diversity.
Nobody knows that.
I know.
and to vet these events more thoroughly in general in the future.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it seems so wholly unnecessary. If anything, I think it strengthens Skankfest as this kind of
dangerous thing.
Dangerous, rebellious, independent.
Yep.
It's so independent that Brooklyn Bazaar can't handle it. And they're not even apologizing for anything actually dangerous.
What do they want from Louis? People don't understand. Again, no one has come up with what they really want from Louis. Like, what do you expect him to do? Like, again, he did say he was sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He did own it. And he lost a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not saying, hey, money is everything, but it's a lot. He suffered a tremendous financial loss, tremendous damage to the career. Like, I don't know what people want to happen.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know what the...
They protest if he's on the bill. They don't like the material he's doing now. It's like everything, and it's just what do you want?
They want him to disappear. They want him to disappear. And I think that...
Meanwhile, R. Kelly didn't get this kind of anger. Since the documentary, but long before the documentary came out, when everybody had seen that piss tape, he's not when venues had to apologize for having R. Kelly.
He did Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. And the thing that always skews me out is... And, some people... deserve to get, thrown under the bus, and some people deserve bad treatment, and some people deserve whatever they deserve. But it's when people start to, I hear the construction. They must have thought we were off the air. At 10 o'clock, it's safe.
Are they doing construction now?
Yeah, they are. Oh. Yeah. It's when people really seem to enjoy the act of canceling.
People love because it's vindictive.
Yeah, it's a mean thing. It's an evil thing.
This generation is just as vicious as the older generation. They just do it differently. They're more sensitive to language, but they're also extraordinarily unforgiving. Extreme, and it's computer terminology. Cancel, delete, get rid of, go back. If you were doing something...
It's unforgiving.
100% unforgiving. Unless it's your own thing, then it's please forgive me.
Yeah.
And then it's about inclusion, but there's zero forgiveness for any transgression, regardless of the severity of it, regardless of the explanation, regardless of the context. There is zero forgiveness.
Yeah, and, without citing any specific examples, in a culture that is centered around this idea of understanding our differences and understanding that norms that we thought were norms aren't necessarily norms, we need to listen to each other and listen to different points of view. There is a certain amount of listening that doesn't need to happen. When we've decided it's time to cancel, it's time to cancel.
And again, the problem is because I think we've always been very full of shit about who we are. Mm-hmm. And this idea that we're this compassionate, or the younger generation, or any generation, I'm not even knocking them. They're just as bad as my group and the group before me. This whole thing that they're soft. No, they're not. They're just a little more offended by language. Mm-hmm. But their vindictiveness is exactly the same as it was for people my age, and exactly as it was for people who are older.
If not worse, because now it's like, back then, you could try to throw somebody under the bus all you wanted. It was just something you were doing. Now when you're trying to throw somebody under the bus, those actions have way more consequences than they used to because of the way social media mobilizes.
Because it's not about justice. People say, oh, it's social justice. No, it's not. Can we finally be honest about who we are? The idea of punishing, and again, of the mob ganging up on and attacking. And look, there's people who certainly deserve it. But regardless, people just don't admit how much they enjoy being a part of the pile-on. Mm-hmm. Just admit it. Just admit you like it. I hate that we always have to cloak a bad motive underneath a good one. We always have to, like, Ian, the reason we watch the Ted Bundy documentaries obsessively is we always try to give ourselves a clear and good motive when the reality is we're attracted to darkness. We like watching it. There's something about it that's attractive to us. It's interesting. It's fun to watch.
Maybe it's
dangerous.
Just human nature.
No one is mad at Netflix for airing that documentary. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. We just don't admit who we are and what it is we really like and what it is we're really doing.
Yeah, because you're right, because you disguise your motives as being good. I'm fighting on the side of good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that means that all these actions that are kind of super vindictive and pretty evil are okay.
And they justify it because they say, well, we're paying somebody back or we're going after. But that's not what they're doing. And that's not the reason, because they come after people with just such an equal vengeance, and yet they sidestep certain ones and forgive certain ones. And people just don't admit how much they enjoy the pylon.
Very weird. Very, very weird.
That, were they hear you or no?
No, I just saw Liam walk by. Okay.
Yeah. Any update on Jesus and your boy Miro?
Roland told me 5 minutes ago that they were checking in now.
Well, Roland has a tendency.
What?
Roland, it was so funny seeing Roland. I walked over when I got to the Apollo yesterday, looking at Roland with an earpiece in like he was Secret Service.
It was the worst.
It was about the goddamn funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The eagle has landed.
Yeah, who is talking to Roland? Can you imagine listening to Roland's voice through an earpiece?
Yeah, imagine if there's a danger to the president. A man with a good suit.
What?
What is kind of the Corona suit, John says?
What is he saying?
Shots would ring out and Roland would be like, Allie.
I loved it. I just showed up and Jim was already there. He was talking to Roland, and the first thing I
dumb
noticed
earpiece.
was the earpiece in Roland's ear, and I'm like, what is Roland
Yeah, he's
doing?
probably listening to Springsteen. That's what he's listening to, the fucking E Street Band channel, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. It was great. It was great. I'd love to know what Roland was handling with that earpiece.
I don't know.
You
Maybe
know,
guest or talent relations.
I'm sure it was, and we got there right before the show started, so I'm sure that Roland was there to make sure that Amy Poehler or John Oliver, whoever it is, gets in, gets a seat, doesn't get bothered.
Yeah.
But man, if I could hear that feed, if I could hear that earpiece feed, to hear that little Roland mumbling.
It's like coffee.
Did you say coffee or copy? No, you made coffee? What?
Yeah. Roland, we need you to. He's fucking staying there asleep.
Yeah, he was standing for the Gaga concert.
Did he?
Yeah, so he stayed awake, which is I think
Is
good.
that why he stood?
I don't know. He was standing in the back.
Well,
I don't know if he
maybe he's
actually had a
working.
seat.
He might
not have had a seat.
Did Stern go or no?
I didn't see Howard there, but I saw other people like Baba Booey and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Roland got one of the very limited tickets when Paul McCartney played the Apollo. A very select few, a small handful of SiriusXM employees got to go to the Apollo and watch the Paul McCartney sound check.
You went and saw that?
I did, yeah. I mean, behind Roland.
You talk about once in a lifetime.
Unbelievable. It was maybe 20 people.
Incredible.
What did he play?
He did Let It Be. And maybe did one or two more. But yeah, Let It Be. Roland was
no
out.
Roland was
head back.
Roland was sleeping and snoring during the Paul McCartney sound check at the Apollo.
Oh my God!
So he probably knows better at this point than to sit down at these shows.
Yeah, he knows. He just can't handle it. His narcolepsy is
it creeps up on him.
Is life ruining.
Yeah. We have the door opening.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here they are. Roland, is that Roland? We were just talking about your earpiece at the concert last night.
Yeah, it really bothered us a lot. Hey, man.
Jesus and Mero are coming in.
Yo.
What's going on? I want you to picture Roland, the guy that just met you at the door.
Yes.
I want you to picture him with like a Secret Service earpiece in.
Why?
Because that's what he was wearing at the Lady Gaga concert last night.
How was
like
that? How was that? I was driving through the street. I saw it on 125th Street. The little monsters on both sides.
That's right.
Was it a good?
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
I've never seen her live. I'm sure her show was crazy.
I saw her in 2012. If the truth be told, I enjoyed her a little more back then.
Yeah.
But I did like this show very much.
Okay.
What are we talking about here?
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, of course.
Oh my God.
I mean, what did you think? What did you think we were talking about?
Oh yeah.
Lady Gaga.
I come up to Jim and say, I expect to hear about Lady Gaga.
Well, Sam and I were warned too. We were on 125th waiting for an Uber, and a woman at the bus stop was telling us, "Do not go uptown."
Do not.
Yeah, no.
It was a mess.
Was it bad?
It was a mess, and it was like it wasn't that usual Harlem 125th Street crowd. It was definitely like the crowd you see on like 2nd and 2nd Avenue, and they looked out of place, and people in Harlem were looking them out of place. I was like, oh shit, gentrification happened.
Yeah, she said there's a lot of gangs. Don't go north.
An Uber over there is just a crackhead. That'll just like piggyback ride you to wherever you need to go.
Yeah, I always wonder, like the Ubers that hang around uptown, they just pick up people that, like, why?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you drive to a place that's safer for you and pick up people there?
I mean, you know what the thing is? Those Uber drivers feel safe in that neighborhood, so that's their clientele.
That's their space.
That's their clientele. They know.
I get that.
You need that Uber that has no problem going into the projects.
Well, it's like those green cabs, the light green cabs that can only pick you up above a certain.
Yeah, I don't trust those at all.
No,
I've never used those because the whole thing about cabs is they're kind of racist about picking up black people. So the green ones are like, "Yo, we'll pick you up begrudgingly because you're in Queens." And I'm like, don't need this.
Yeah, you had to invent a whole new cab
I'm like,
just so
what?
I could get no.
And then you feel bad. I'm like, why aren't you yellow? They're like, yeah, because you guys are like the outer borough scum. I'm like, oh, it's a class system.
Yeah, they can't pick you up below a certain, like, they can drop you off anywhere, but going back up, I think they're not allowed to take fares.
There's the rules in 96th Street and all
is
this.
it 96th Street?
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's all,
You're like,
it's all
listen,
Bloomberg's fault.
I got Showtime money now, okay? I don't need to take your special cabs. I get the
Exactly.
deluxe Uber, like, car service cars.
Well, no, you still get an Uber, and then it's just like you get what is that? The thing they have now, like Uber Diamond, which is supposed to be like the creme de la creme of Uber.
Right.
But all you do is like every time you ride, you get like a free meal from Uber Eats. So basically, every time you ride an Uber, you get a free snack that someone already has half eaten.
What is Uber Diamond? I don't. I'm not involved with that.
There's different levels. There's platinum,
We're all learning
diamond,
together.
and gold. And platinum just means like, hey, stupid, you ride Uber a lot.
Oh, it's like a freaking flyer thing.
If you use Uber, you just sign up for the loyalty program.
The loyalty,
and
which
then
sounds
the more
very
you use
suspicious.
Yeah.
You join Uber, join a loyalty program. Next thing you know, you're decapitating somebody on camera.
That's right.
In a black jumpsuit. That's how it starts.
Like if you take enough Ubers and you status up enough, you can cancel for free.
Yes, that's the flex.
Which is really
You
just
save
their
$5.
which is their way of justifying cancellation fees in general.
But then also, like, the higher up you go, like, the longer it takes for your car to come. Like, now it's just like, it's going to be 8 minutes. I'm like, wow. Like, when Uber first started, the ride was 8 minutes. Like,
Why so much longer?
Because you have
They send you the best
they
Uber
send you the
drivers
best
out
cars.
there.
Oh. They send you the good cars.
The
which
guys
is
with the mints in
the
the
cars
good
that
car.
just don't smell like vomit.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, I think you could pick a black car, or you can pick like an SUV, or just go Uber X. I'll usually go Uber X for a black car because sometimes black cars are faster because everyone else is taking regular.
Exactly.
Uber.
Or like when we go
Also,
to LA,
you
we
gotta
always
flex and shit.
use
I'm a
the,
gentleman.
the XL in LA, and it's just like we use the SUV, completely offset our carbon footprint. There's no reason why. It's just two of us in SUV. Just because when you pull up the spots, you gotta look cool. That's it.
Well, do you feel like now, especially because you guys, of course, Jesus and Mero, Mondays and Thursdays at 11 p.m. on Showtime.
Showtime.
You guys are doing live shows now.
Yeah,
Do you feel like you have to present yourselves in a certain way so that people know we're not just on YouTube anymore, guys? We're Showtime television personalities.
Definitely.
Yeah,
You do.
I just wear
You've
Versace
changed.
socks.
Oh yeah, definitely changed. Like when I go walk my dog, like it's a whole process. I got to do like wardrobe, got to do makeup and stuff.
Right.
Because nothing's worse than running into like a fan or something, and they're just like, "Oh wow, you weren't expecting to run into people today." Or worse, they're like, "I want to take a photo with you." You're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 chill." Like I am not photo ready. Or you gotta ask them to take it in black and white because you just look terrible. You're covered in like cat hair.
I do it on
We need a
purpose.
filter on this.
Or worse is like pulling up to a venue and like the two of us can't hop out of like a Honda Accord. Like you don't want to see that. You want to see the SUV with the security guard and the full. Hey, look at these ostentatious dickheads. You want that full effect,
Right.
That's the beauty of me. I've built my reputation on looking like a pile of shit, so nothing matters no matter how I dress.
If we went back, we would have done it your way.
Yeah,
the smarter,
much
Right.
smarter.
But
I
now,
just tell
you
people
go.
like I'm a dad. Like I look like shit because I'm a 7-Eleven buying blunts. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
what the fuck you expect?
But you have like 3 chains on right now, for example.
Yeah.
Do you wear that? Like I
all
feel
the
like
time.
you can look like
And
a piece
offset. Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, this guy's clearly got money.
And you
'cause
got
he has-
bracelets on, too.
Yeah, he has
Yes.
a bracelet, chains and shit. But he's wearing. I can see his dick through his basketball shorts. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. He must be one of those like Google guys.
Is there anything better than when you go somewhere and you know they don't think that you can shop there, or you know they don't think you can eat there, you know they don't think you can afford it, and you're like, I can't afford it.
Oh yeah.
They pull out the Amex and they're like, "Oh, sir, would you like sparkling or still?"
But I've gotten fucked doing that. I was with a girlfriend shopping one time for like this glass cabinet. It was way overpriced, and the guy was kind of condescending, and he was smart because I bought it because I knew he thought I couldn't, and I shouldn't have. I couldn't afford it.
He got you.
He got me good.
He
Yeah,
got
I was
you.
such a dope.
You always got to fall back on that. Like sometimes they're just like they press you. They're like, "Yo, look, this guy got it, but I'm gonna play the mental game and get this fool to spend his money." And then in your head, you're like, "Yo, I'm gonna show you." It's like, no, you just gave them their commission. Don't fall for the game.
Yeah.
Target tried to get me like that, and I did not buy their natural deodorant. So
That shit is a scam.
Do you feel like you guys are starting to develop more and more responsibility in the sense that as more and more people are watching you, now you've got to have these, or you choose to have these political people on your show? You got Octavia Cortez on your show. You got Buttigieg on your show. You got, candidates are coming on your show.
Yeah.
You're talking to young people, and it used to be just a thing where we goof on whatever we goof on. Now, do you feel like you actually have to educate people?
Nah, that's not our job.
No.
It's more like
it's just
like
yo,
a
here's
tasting
this
menu.
person.
Yeah.
Here's this person. We're presenting them to you out of their element. Like they're hanging out with us.
who are not clearly like the furthest thing from political pundits that you can fucking find on TV.
Right.
So it's like, all right, this guy's gonna come over here and hang out with us in our hood. So you're gonna see how he reacts in this situation, in this environment, and then you decide whatever the fuck you want to decide.
Yeah, it's more about awareness because like we're not there like, yo, what's your position on this? What's your position on this? This is like, yo, here's this person, they're running. If you want to find out more about them, find out more about them. This is what they did this afternoon with us. We're never gonna be on the show like vote for this person.
Yeah,
Don't vote for this person.
I like that you said it's not your responsibility because it's not. As entertainers, our job is not to fucking educate people.
And that's the other thing. It's just like people are just like, yo, you have a job. I was like, no, that's not our job. If you want to find out more about these politicians, go on their website, go on MSNBC. You like, it's my job to educate you in 7 minutes about this person who could possibly be president of the country. Hell no, that's not our job. We're here to make jokes and point out bloopers on viral clips.
We
Like,
fucking we ate sushi and we drank in a park, bro. I don't know if that's like in any of issues that you want to talk about. You know what I mean? Like,
but then you always get people who are like, "Oh, you had this person on your show and you didn't ask him about this, or you didn't hold him to the goals."
And I'm just like, so it's like, fuck you. I was rather ask him if he, gets a handy in the morning. From
like, yeah, let's just stop our interview to talk about like the low birth rate of black women. That's randomly, like, there's certain things we're not equipped to handle, and this is like, if you tune into our show expecting that, you are watching the wrong show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to my boy Chris Hayes. He has a whole hour on MSNBC where they ask questions like that. We're not getting like that would just be a weird question. And people who ask questions like that, you're just like, yo, what exactly is your goal? Are you just complaining to complain? Because these candidates go on 20 shows a day. Someone else is going to ask that question, and you're beefing that we didn't ask. Like, we're not going to ask.
Nobody's
going to
ask him about handies.
Yeah, exactly. So you come to the show and you get your information about handies and things like that. And then if you want fucking politics and shit, go over to C-SPAN.
Yeah, there's a lot of places to get that.
Yeah, there's like fucking 28 channels to get that. But nobody's going to ask you, when's the last time you got a double blowjob?
Right.
Great question.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I want to know.
Sure.
I want to know the
That's
answer.
what the working man wants to know these
Do you,
things.
do you really want that visual of Bernie Sanders getting double blowjob?
Absolutely.
In black and white, in like 1940s.
It depends on what the answer is. If he's still doing it now, I want to know that it's still happening. I want to know how much future I have.
How much would you think that would help him with the polls?
Oh my God! If he's still getting more relatable,
it's helping him with the polls.
Which candidate, if you found out they just had a double blowjob 2 nights ago, would you actually lose in the standing?
Well, like you have to assume Mayor Pete is young enough that he should be getting double blowjobs, right? Like that's not an issue.
He's a
millennial.
He's a millennial.
Right.
Millennials are into double blowjobs.
Joe Biden strikes me as a very sexual man.
Who would it hurt though?
Who would it hurt?
For some reason, I think De Blasio.
Oh, it would be horrible.
He doesn't do anything right.
He's just like so big and good. He looks like
It would
fucking
be
like
weird.
Bill Lambier with diabetes. Like he's just sitting back like, oh yeah, oh my God, yes. Oh, the balls. Don't neglect the balls.
Yeah, people would hate it, but it doesn't matter what De Blasio says. People hate him.
Did you read the conversation between
right.
him and his son? That fake conversation they put out on text.
My God.
Isn't that awful?
He's the worst.
Listen, once he ate Sabaro's pizza backwards with a fork, it was like all downhill.
What is so hateable about him? We talked about it this morning. He's just, you look at him, you're
There's
like,
a lot of things. If you're a New Yorker, if you're a born and bred New Yorker, you see this guy come in and he becomes the mayor of New York City. He's a fucking Red Sox fan. He doesn't know how to eat pizza. These are small things that are really big things. You know what I'm saying? If you're a New Yorker,
he's a phony.
It speaks to your personality.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like at least Bloomberg was like, "Fuck it, I'm rich as shit."
That was the thing.
You know what I mean?
Every other mayor has had like swag. Every other mayor has kind of had this like indignant, like, I don't like you New Yorkers. I'm better than you. Like, you guys should be honored. I'm even talking to you and running your little fiefdom.
Ed Koch was very cocky.
Yeah. Even
we kind of like
that.
Even Dinkins was like, I'm off this. I'm going to go play tennis while the city burns.
Right.
But de Blasio's just like, hey, I'm shoveling my own walk. I'm like, who is this jerk?
De Blasio is like a fucking like randomized video game character that you just like randomize a mayor. You know what I mean?
He's like a dad
City mayor
trying to relate to his son. Like he reminds you of a dad trying to be cool for his son, and it's embarrassing.
But New York has no respect for humility.
No,
like if you're a humble person, it's
that's
like,
that's the worst thing you could do. Think about it. If you're humble or you like have any humility on the subway, you're gonna get eaten alive. People gonna push you out the way, knock you down, getting onto the train. No, that's the worst thing you can have.
You gotta walk in the train like with your dick out, like yo, there's room in the middle of the fucking train. Move your fucking baby carriage.
But so like, who do you guys get excited for coming on the show? Do you get excited for like Octavia Cortez coming on the show, or do you get excited for 2 Chainz coming on the show? Like, what gets you going? Like, oh my god, this is gonna be a fun one today.
Well, I mean, it's less about, to me. It's less about the guests and more about us just like getting wasted and like telling jokes and like, fucking around. That's the fun part. Right. You know what I mean, the interview's fun too, but it's not like we're like, oh my god, chomping at the bit to like, you know.
Yeah, we never get like starstruck. Like every now and like it's like, oh, this guy's here. All right, cool. You'd
rather just do your show. Yeah.
How is Octavia Cortez?
Who? Alexandra?
Yeah.
She's cool. That's a homie. We've known her forever from the Bronx. So
okay.
just hang with her. Like we always make the joke. It's like if one of your friends gets like a super powerful job and you go to their office and you're spinning in a chair, you're like, yo, you should not have this job. This is crazy. So we're just visiting her and like the Capitol Police are like, they're like, should you be here? We're like, yeah, we should. We know
I should
her.
be here. Yes, I am. I wore my Gucci belt for this occasion.
Oh, you guys went to her to do the episode?
Yeah.
First we went to go visit her, and then she came back to our studio for the second part of the interview.
And Mike Pence's brother called the cops on us.
Why?
Because we were being loud in the hallway.
Were you consorting with a homosexual?
He saw it, had to get his smelling salts.
Yeah, why? What were you guys doing? His brother called the cops.
We were just loud. We were in the hallway, like, you're making noise on the way to her office, and like somebody from his little office came out, looked down the hall. Next thing you know, the cops came.
What are you guys doing here?
You guys got a filming permit, all this shit.
What a
It's like, wow.
stiff.
So when the cops get called on you, are you going like, this is literally the greatest thing that could have possibly happened?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we are supposed to be here.
We are supposed to be
do
here.
have a permit,
I was
and
like-
this couldn't be better.
Yeah.
And also,
oh
it's not
my
like
God.
real. It's not like NYPD cops. It's like congressional cops.
Yeah.
Like, what was
Right.
it like? You
Yeah.
know, you guys don't even have guns. So
They're like
Jesus.
Paul Blart, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? With like after cool sculpting.
Congressional mall cops.
Yeah, it's like hall monitors.
Yeah.
They're giving you a demerit.
Oh
So
my
they
God.
ask you for your permits and you show it and they have nothing to say.
Got
Not
nothing
even
to say.
us.
Gotta
Like
walk
we
away.
don't even talk. We just turn our backs to them, and then like the crew goes over and it's like, "Here's the
Yeah.
permit, asshole."
We have people that talk for us, actually.
Yeah. Sorry, excuse me.
It's a great feeling.
It's amazing.
And then you find out it's a Pence that did it, and you're like, I thought this couldn't get better,
Yeah,
and then it got
no,
a little
it's-
better.
it's
Well, we didn't
better.
even know that he had a brother that
Yeah.
was in
I didn't know
Congress.
until just
one
now.
knew- Yeah,
Yeah.
because we see
They
the
just
last
stuck
name.
him in.
What's he do there?
He's a fucking thing. The
It's
White
a
House is like
union no-show
Sopranos
job.
now.
Oh, yeah.
It's straight up Sopranos now. It's, it's like, yeah, you get it. Yeah, Vinny, you run the stocks and things over there, and get the Moulignan to do the fucking HUD thing over there.
So he's just got one of those barking out orders, kind of doing nothing.
Yeah. He's like, you know what my brother is? It's like, oh, yeah, we get it. we get
My
it.
brother's a vice president. We definitely never had jerked each other off.
Did you
Ever.
Did you have to change it all, moving the show over to Showtime? Did you try to keep it as similar to what you were doing before Showtime as possible? Was
Yeah.
there any kind of learning curve in terms of, okay, we're going to change a little
Nah,
bit?
it's just us two. It's just us in a chair, just reacting to shit on the camera. It's not. There's no learning curve. If anything, it was more a learning curve on the production side. Just like the editors had to get used to us, and we brought over editors from the old show. And I think like the last night's show was probably our best show yet because we're hitting our stride now that we're 2 nights a week, and it's just like the shows are coming faster, the reps are coming faster. You notice the segments are longer, and it feels like the old show. We kind of feel like we kept the same energy, and then also having an audience now, we just feed off the energy because yesterday the audience came in hyped, like they were ready.
I was
How
like,
big
you
is
guys
the
drunk
audience?
already? I was like, I'm
It's
drunk.
about-
Are you
it's about,
drunk?
like, what is this? Between I think it's like 60 to 70 people.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a full
Small.
like TV
Full TV audience. But they're really close. They're like 3 feet away from us. So if one of
That's
them,
the best way to do it. Just
Yeah.
on top of you, it's like a stand-up crowd.
Yeah.
There is an energy back and forth.
That's the thing. Like that's the best way to like experience the whole thing. Like for us and for them, because it's like as a comedian, you feed off that energy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean. If you say something that really hits, it's like, oh yeah, you know what I mean. And you see the guy in the third chair fucking doubling over in laughter, and his girlfriend's trying to pick him up. So it's just like a back and forth, like like. Yo, you give me this. It's like energy tennis. Like, yo, you give me this vibe, I give you this vibe, and it's like, by the time you're done with the show, you're like, fuck, like we're done with the show.
It
For
also
like 20
gives
minutes.
you a great barometer of how something is doing.
Yeah.
Like if a guest is talking and you see people zoning out, you're like,
Yeah.
people who are watching are probably zoning out too.
definitely.
When one of you bombs, is the other one happy about it?
Nah,
Like,
'cause you know what? If you bomb, it's just like you just keep going with the joke. Sometimes the joke is that the joke bombed. We do a lot of like really bad dad jokes.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just
And we
hear the
call each
crowd.
other on it.
You
Yeah.
just hear the crowd groan. Like,
Right.
And I was like, listen, what do you want? What do you want? They're not all gonna win.
I remember
Yeah.
going to a Tough Crowd taping back in the day on Comedy Central.
That was a great show.
And whenever somebody bombed, the rest of you would take so much joy
There was
in their
nothing
pain.
better.
It was just like the TV crowd just
Nothing
looking like,
better.
what? And everybody, you could see all the other comics just started smiling. Like it
just watching
didn't
somebody
work.
soak in it. And you're like, oh, this is on TV.
And it's funny
idiot.
because like that's like an aspect of like we're New York kids and we grew up in that like culture of like roasting, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, yo, if you fucked up, like we're gonna clown you for
Yeah.
the entire fucking week. If you show up in here and like your sneakers are falling apart, we're gonna clown you for the
Yeah.
entire fucking week. So it's just like a lot of people don't get that. You know what I mean? And they get it.
Yeah, it's fun to make fun of your friends.
Yeah.
It's fun.
What the hell is going on in Dominican Republic and all these tourists dying?
Hey,
I mean, you're still representing, and I respect that. I respect that you're.
I'm just trying to lower the airfares because I got 4 kids and I'm trying to fly my whole family out there this summer. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think the 11th
It's probably a good time to
tourist-
go as far as price is concerned. It's
Yeah.
very, very cheap. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
11th tourist
Orbitz is
just
definitely
died.
hit you with like a hot deal notification right now. Like, deals to die for.
Like, check out Trivago.
The 11th tourist just died. I think 50 people got sick at a Jimmy Buffett concert, and
Yeah.
Yes.
as of today,
Wait, was that from Jimmy Buffett or from being in DR?
unconfirmed.
Too many margaritas, man. They're
Yeah.
in Margaritaville.
But the DR is coming out and saying like, "There's nothing going on."
But was this a
Come.
new guy that went down after all this has happened and then got sick, or is this like one that just they hadn't accounted for?
They said he had a heart attack.
Oh.
They
That's what
said-
we're all dying
They're
of.
saying they all had heart attacks. Don't worry about it. Come on down. Join us. You can have a good
So
time.
this is what happens.
Yeah.
Like, so the guy died from heart attack.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows what happened. Let me tell you what happened. As a card-carrying Dominican, I summer there every year as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult. Now, like, I got 4 kids, so it's like a little more difficult logistically. Motherfuckers go out there to buy pussy. Let's be real.
Allegedly.
Like,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that dude definitely bought like some aftermarket Viagra.
Probably.
Allegedly.
Definitely. Probably.
Allegedly bought some aftermarket Viagra. That was called like Vigor Power or
I
some shit.
see.
And
Once
had like
you go
a
find out the guy was like
cock.
a youth pastor or some shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then he probably, he got it.
That's a hell of a theory.
He got it too
He's not
deep.
wrong.
It's a
I mean,
great theory.
Brazil, we did Brazil 3 times. You buy that right over the counter, the Viagra. And I don't know if it was the actual Viagra or,
Yeah,
but it was.
It's literally right over the counter.
You're really taking a chance.
Like,
guys-
yo, there's I got a video I want to show you guys.
Yeah. Let me take a look. By the way, Diaz and Zamiro are going out on the road.
That's right.
This summer, they got dates in Miami, Austin, Los Angeles, Houston, Dallas, and more. All over the place. It's July 12th, coming up first in Miami.
Just watch that and pass it over to Sam.
July 20th, Moody Theater, Austin, Texas. August 5th, the Theater at Ace in Los Angeles. August 23rd, Cullen Performance Hall in Houston. And August 24th, the Majestic Theater in Dallas.
That's right.
You got to go see the live experience.
That's right.
Nothing like it.
playing.
Go to
Absolutely
bodegahive.com, get your tickets. Let me tell you,
Bodegahive.com.
those live shows are so much fun, man.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Especially because you don't have to, I mean, you can say some shit that you don't necessarily have to be Showtime accountable for.
No, because the thing is, like, anything you say on the show goes on the internet, so you just can't wow out. Like, you'd be surprised. You're like, oh, I could get away with this, and you just see it trending like shit.
You don't
Oh,
have the
fuck, I
Dave
fucked
Chappelle cell phone bags?
No, we're not at that
Lock
level.
up your
level
phone.
yet.
No,
you know what's funny? I went to a Dave Chappelle show, and he had the cell phone bag, and my bag wouldn't lock. So I'm like the only person in the theater like texting, and all. Everyone's like, "You're not supposed to have." They're like, "You're not supposed to have your phone." They said the phone opens in the safe zone. I was like, I thought it was in the safe zone. They was like, "No, lock up." I was like, "No, I made it this far. I'm not locking my phone up now." I was like, "Also, I'm not gonna steal Dave Chappelle's material and shit. I just want to get the weather. Like, get the fuck out of here with this shit."
But matter of fact, if I'm the only person here that can take a photo, let me just snap something real quick.
Just everyone was just looking at me like, how'd he do it? How? I was like, fam, I'm not locking my phone up. What is
Take a
this?
phone.
Do you guys either one of you guys do stand up first or no?
No, we never did.
Oh, you
stand-up.
never did. Okay,
Never did.
So you like but you like the live.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Love
It's
it.
actually like it's funny because when we started, like there were other podcasts that were like, oh, we're gonna do a live podcast, we're gonna do a podcast, and it would just literally be like 2 people in chairs like talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like fucking James Lipton inside the Actors Studio,
Yeah.
but like less interesting. So it's like, okay, our shows has to be different. Like we had chairs out there at first, and it was just like, man, fuck these chairs, and we just like it's like a double stand-up show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like we're working off each other, we're working off the crowd. Nothing's written. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's all freestyle.
Last time at the Wilbur, we went so long, the manager came out and was like flashing the flashlight.
Like,
and
yo,
we thought,
get out of here.
They have all these signs like, you done an hour. And like, we were going on 2 hours. And like, the people at the Wilbur were like, could you get the fuck off stage? We have kids. I was like, okay.
There's
But now
also
that we know about the curfews,
union
that
curfews.
changed everything.
Because a lot of your money goes down the toilet when
Let
the
me tell you,
union
as soon as they say it's a curfew, if they say you have to be off at 11, we are off at 10:59:59.
Yeah.
I'm doing a cartwheel off the stage at 10:59.
Yeah, you can't fuck with the
Cannot fuck with that curfew.
We'll go and see Jesus and Miro live for sure. Watch them Mondays and Thursdays, 11 p.m. on Showtime. It's always good catching up with you guys.
Great seeing you guys.
Thanks for having us, guys.
We'll see you guys soon, and we'll see the rest of you tomorrow.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye,
Have a good
everybody.
Peace.